All right, everybody. Stream is beginning. Hello. All right. You have to give me be a little bit patient with me because this is the first time I've ever tried to do this. So yeah, let's see how it works, shall we? To answer your question, the car cry, I have a little application for the chat up here. It allows me to monitor both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, which is nice. Hey, Schweitzer, nice to see the enthusiasm. So, has anybody actually? Thank you, Lukaku. Has anybody actually taken a look at the cards yet in the official database? If so, hi Calpish. If so, are there any cards you'd like me to start with? You can see currently I've opened up my old Warlords deck. Hey Nix. Hey Clap. Yes, to Shurka, to Tarka. OMG. Yeah, gaze upon its beauty. Look upon my work, ye mighty, and tremble. I run this one just for fun, honestly. It's not a particularly viable PvP Warlords deck, but in case anybody's interested, here's one of the many, many Warlords decks I run. All right. Well, we have like 15 people watching. Good lord. All right. So let's just make a start, shall we? I'll open up the lab. VIP. Hey, Ronnie. Welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. 18 people. Good grief. Okay. I'm feeling so much performance anxiety. Working towards the second target, got 2 Shurkas. Well, that's the right order in which to do it, Lukaku, right? You want to start out with the Shurkas and move into the Tarkas. No, thank you, Scamcat. Although the long-range gunner, I actually fought a guy who had a really, really interesting tactic with the long-range gunners. Involved the formation move to east, move to west cards, which is pretty cool. Got my juice. All right. So I took a brief look. I haven't built any decks yet with any of these cards. Hey Pegasus, welcome to the stream. I haven't built any cards with any of these decks yet, but I did open it up earlier today to check on it. As anybody who is active in the line group will know, I was kind of having a little fangirl moment with a couple of the cards, and one of the cards in particular I was pretty worried about, honestly. It's a bit... some of them are a little bit concerning to me. Now... because I accidentally clicked off spell. There we go. I was wondering why there weren't that many. All right. So, let's go through the deck, through the cards first. We'll take a look at them while people begin to come into the stream. I'll sort of give my initial impressions of some of them, and if anybody can think of anything interesting or terrifying to do with any of them, shout it out in the chat. Let us know. So the first one is pretty interesting. Grovine. Right, so it's a spell. If the target friendly creature is a vine creature, basically it copies the creature with the same attack and HP. I don't think the ability gets copied, but the attack and HP do. So if you throw that onto a growth vine that's had the opportunity to grow up a little bit, nice. Pretty nice. And then at level 3 it summons 2 vines, which is, again, if you manage to get the growth vine out at level 3, then for a 2/3 and then weirdly 5 cost card, that's not better. That's not bad. That's not bad, rather. You can get 3 pretty powerful growth vines out into the field, so that's cool. This is the one that I was freaking out about. The Wind Clockwork, right? If a target creature has an ability that activates after a certain number of turns, it reduces the number of turns left down to 1 and deals 1, 2, and then 3 times that damage of the reduced amount to the opponent's battlefield, which... all I have to say is Ultimate Grim Reaper. Gah. I mean, if they don't... yeah, exactly, Luke. Wind Clockwork and Grim Reaper. I mean, it's obvious. I don't know why DevCat thought this was a thing. They already changed Clockmaker to make it so that you couldn't abuse the Ultimate Grim Reaper thing with him because he was a little bit bugged at the time. And then they just give us Wind Clockwork, which is... the old bugged version of Clockmaker, but so much more powerful. So yeah, that's... they're going to have to change that, otherwise the top 10 is just going to be nothing but Ultimate Grim Reaper and Wind Clockwork. It's a bit terrifying. And yes, they implemented Trump in Mabinogi Duel. There he is there. Dismissal notice. It's a fairly interesting card, honestly. If the targeted creature is an ally, gains additional resources equal to its rarity and makes the creature disappear, which is, yeah. But then if the target is an enemy, uses gold equal to the rarity and returns it to its hand. So it's kind of a kill without the grave cost thing. But decent way, I suppose, of removing, like, Doom machines and things if you're running mono gold or something like that. And yeah, Pegasus, nice videos. I think you posted them in my YouTube section, didn't you? They're good. I like to see people using non-common cards. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, next up, Synthesized Zombie, which is not bad. You know, I mean, a 2/3/4 with 2/4/4 attack, 4/6/8 health, decreases HP of all creatures by 2 when summoned, and the sum of the HP decrease through this effect becomes the creature's HP. It's kind of like a mini nightmare, I suppose. Shadow, if you suddenly builds a wall and makes the opponent pay for it. Yeah, that would be actually hilarious if that's what that card did. Created a barrier, but on your opponent's field. Yeah, so it's kind of like a bit Shadow Vampire, a bit small Nightmare card. It's, Synthesized Zombies, it's okay. It's fine. This one I like the sound of and the look of. It's very adorable art, but... every 2 turns, and as you can see, that never gets any less. It's still, I'm pretty sure, yeah, every 2 turns. Every 2 turns transforms 1, 2, or 3 random enemies that are not alpacas into an alpaca, and if it becomes a target of a spell and there's an alpaca on the battlefield, makes the alpaca become the target of the spell instead. It's like, it's okay. I mean, you can bring your own alpaca and use those to protect her from spells, but it still takes 2 turns for her to activate, and she's going to die before then. Couldn't believe the Trump face. yeah. Trump. It's interesting that they did that. I'm not sure how they stand legally on the fact that they have just obviously put Trump in there, but hey, it's fun. I like the joke. Machine Cat Merchant has good potential. You think Lucarcry? Yeah, could do. We'll get along to that in a minute. He looks interesting. He's another cat merchant. I think we've had a gold cat merchant, a dark cat merchant, and this is the light one. White Moon Bunny, that's one of the ones I'm fangirling over. We'll get down to that. White Moon Bunny and Hikaru are the 2 cards I'm fangirling over. The Draw Magic Circle, I'll be honest, don't really see the point. It's a spell that summons a faint magic circle in front of all enemies. The faint magic circle is, if destroyed by an opponent's spell, reduces the cost of the spell with the highest cost by 1 from your hand. Which is awesome if it activates, but I have no idea why your opponent would ever feel the need to cast a spell on something that only has 4 effective HP. How would I say she compares to which... Cheshire, which one, Ronnie? You mean the Mean Mage or somebody else? And yeah, Devil's Clock does look good. Stop getting ahead of us, Lucarcry. We're moving down. How do I get all these cards, Kalpesh? You have to be VIP 5 or higher, and then just tap the little cog up in the top right, and then you'll see something at the bottom that says Lab. Just go into that, and you can get all these cards here. Magic Missile. Yeah, but why? I mean, you could kill the Fame Magic Circle yourself in order to decrease the cost of your highest cost card, I suppose, but I don't know. Very tricky. They must have had something in mind when they were creating it, but 2 turns versus the semi-defense mechanism of the alpacas. It's not great. If it was every turn she transformed somebody into an alpaca, like Xena hypnotizes and gets protected that way, then it would have been really good. But it's always 2 turns. So, compared to Cheshire, Ronnie, the Mean Mage, she's not as good as Cheshire. Cheshire activates immediately if you get the sort of the timing right, the positioning right. But Cheshire can be just every turn, really cycling over. Whereas the Mean Mage, she, no matter what level she is always just every 2 turns. So it's again, you can drop your own alpacas in order to protect her, but I'm not sure it's worth putting an alpaca in your deck. What are we doing? What are we doing? What is this one? Vortex of the Nexus. If there's a friendly creature and yeah, this one we'll experiment with this one. I'm not really sure if this is going to work the way its description says it's going to work. If there's a friendly creature and an opponent creature with the same rarity, makes them both disappear, and then summons a random collaboration season creature with 1, 2, or 3 rarity in the slots of the creatures that disappear through this effect. It sounds like it's going to replace both creatures with collaboration creatures, which, I mean, you're basically just tossing a coin there. You're just hoping that you get a better collaboration creature than your opponent does. And also, there's not that many really good 3-star collaboration cards. There's like a couple, if I remember correctly. We'll look into that. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. You'd need to build your deck so that it had a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 probably rarity card in there, just so that you could always play that card so that you could play this spell. I've seen it work before, but tricky. Very, very tricky. Machine Cat Merchant is fairly interesting. Every turn sends the card with the lowest cost to the grave and increases its own attack, defense, and HP by 2 while increasing your gold by 1. So, not bad, really. I mean, he's a 3 cost and starts out at 6 health. I'd prefer it if he was a 2 cost and started out at the 6 health, because that gets him, that meets the right break point. That means he's an even trade with removal spells. As it is, not perfect. Luke, you think the Scathach's a 3-star? Really? I thought she was higher than that. You could be right. Yeah, I kind of hope that Scathach isn't a 3-star, honestly, because then it makes the Nexus card even more of a gamble, because if they get Scathach and you don't, you might as well just forfeit the game. I suppose you could always reset it, couldn't you? If you just resurrected the spell card right back out of your grave, since you're guaranteed to have 2 cards of the same rarity on the field, you could just cast the spell again and reset and hope that you got the Scathach, but it's getting a bit tricky at that point. Ancient Vampire. At the end of the turn, drains 2 hit points from the enemy in front and gives itself 2 hit points, summons a vampire bat every turn after consuming 4 hit points, and when it is killed or transformed, and that's the interesting part of this card, it will transform a friendly vampire bat into an ancient vampire, a copy of itself, and the numbers change. It's drains 3, and when it has 5 or more, and then drains 4, and then when it has 6 or more. So it will still take 2 turns. But that's quite interesting. In some ways more interesting than the Mean Mage, which has a similar effect. Because again, you can play the vampire bat down, and then there's not really a hell of a lot that your opponent can do to it beyond throw a spell at it. The problem is, of course, that for the first turn he's going to be within like a 1 cost removal card range. You figured which Cheshire's best, yeah, Ronnie, yeah. Tried out the Vortex one for those who have bad luck, it'll lose you duels, yeah. That's not, I mean, you have 21, not 20, I was looking at the number of people reviewing. You have 12 cards in your hand, and the whole point of Mabinogi Duel, to a large extent, really, if you want to win, is to minimize RNG as much as possible. The entire game is basically based around having as little randomization in it as possible. There's no, drawing of land cards or mana cards or anything like that. There's no, I mean, you can dictate what resources you draw by discarding particular cards of that color, all this kind of thing. So to deliberately put a card into your hand that relies on luck going your way is a bit counterintuitive. Scathach, 3 stars confirmed, Luke. Okay. Interesting. I see. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because it's kind of a, if I get Scathach and you don't, I win. If you get Scathach and I don't, you win kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll run the card if enough people are looking for it. Next up, Watcher of the Forest Genie. I quite like this one. I'm not really sure necessarily how viable it is, but I really do like it. I think it's going to do really, really well in Rookie Arena if you're climbing the Rookie ladder. But in PvP, I'm not sure. Every time your opponent plays a card that is not a nature card, it summons a trap with 3 hit points, wherever it is, I assume, and switches places. Which, interesting, right? Because you're the only Twitch viewer, Luke, yeah. Because it really, I mean, it depends on exactly how it works. Whether or not it'll leave the trap where it's put, or whether the trap is summoned somewhere random, and whether or not its ability will activate before a removal spell, for example, would activate. Nevertheless, playing it against the AI would be extremely effective, because the AI is dumb and won't react to its ability correctly. White Moon Bunny, the first card I'm completely giggling over, it's a really, really interesting card. So when it's summoned, it gives Immortal Potion to all friendly creatures without special abilities for 3 turns. And the Immortal Potion effect means that the creature under its effect can't be killed by taking damage, which is just, oh my god, it basically turns all non-ability creatures into Scathax without the, kill and turn to dead ability. And honestly, Scathax kill and turn to dead ability is kind of a liability in a lot of decks, so wow. It works, it's really, really interesting. It makes certain cards that had no real value before much more useful. And it means that you can use some of the nature cards now that have this kind of requirement as well. Because there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's a few nature cards that have the requirement that, if the creature has no abilities, it will, double their hit points. If the creature has no abilities, it'll do this. And then it'll hurt every creature that does have an ability, and so on and so forth. So White Moon Bunnies, pretty decent. Pretty decent. And the attack and hit point values are not bad either. 2, 4, 5, and 10, 13, 16. And its ability activates the second it's played on the field. So it doesn't even matter if it gets removed immediately afterwards. It's already done the damage. It's worth noting, though, that the bunny itself will not get the Immortal Potion ability, because it does have an actual written effect. Yeah, Effort and Talent, Lukaku, yeah, it's one of the cards I was thinking of. Devil's Clock, destroyed after, well, open that up. Destroyed after 9, 6, or 3 turns. At the end of a turn, destroys all creatures and heroes with the same hit point as the number of turns left, starting from the opponent's side, which is, interesting. If you can manipulate your opponent hero's health to the right number, then the Devil's Clock can just eliminate them immediately. Effort and Talent will compete for resources. Is Effort and Talent a light card? I thought Effort and Talent was nature, but I'm possibly thinking of I can't remember his name now. I never use it. Nobody uses it because it was a terrible card until now. But the White Moon Bunny actually makes it potentially viable. Zombie Synthesis. Discard a creature card with the lowest cost in your hand, and whenever a creature is sent to the grave like this, summons a synthesized zombie with the same HP as the discarded card, and you discard 1, 2, or 3 creature cards, which is interesting. It's a light card, okay. It's interesting. I'm not really sure about it personally. The synthesized zombie is not so brilliant, I would have said, that it was, yeah, look, I'm thinking of Animal Instinct. Yeah, that's the one. Synthesized zombie is not so brilliant that I think you'd really want to discard 3 creature cards out of your hand. And the first synthesized zombie would appear and it would steal health, but then the second one would steal health from the first synthesized zombie as well, and then the third one would steal health from the previous 2 synthesized zombies. Now, synthesized zombie number 2 won't particularly care, but the first zombie that was summoned probably will. I mean, that's going to be at least 4 hit points taken off the thing, so I'm not sure. It's quite expensive as well, 4, 5, and 6, just to put 3 synthesized zombies on your field. Still, it's a cheaper way of summoning 3 creatures. I mean, there's not many creatures that could be summoned for a total of 4, 5, or 6 resources. So, Fallen Alchemist, which is like the, I don't know, transformed variant, I suppose, of the Gold Alchemist. Whoops. Yeah, so he has 1 energy. At the beginning of his turn, will absorb 2 attack from another creature, not necessarily your opponent, could be yours, and increases its own attack and energy by the absorbed amount. If the opponent's battlefield is empty at the end of the turn, uses 1 energy and gives you 1 gold back, which is fine, I suppose. I mean, his HP is okay. It's not great. At level 3... it gets actually worse than at level 1 and 2, because at that point it stops hitting surprise attack and hunt breakpoints, both of them. But yeah, it's okay. I'm not sure. I don't think we'll see it being run very much personally, but who knows. The Golden Goose. This one is actually pretty interesting. So it has 1, 2, or 3 energy. At the end of the turn, will use 2 energy and summons a mysterious golden egg with the same hit point as your gold resources. Now, the golden egg says that if the HP... we'll just open that up. If HP is 4 or more at the beginning of the turn, so basically if you drop the goose with 4 gold or more left, then it will transform into a phoenix. If not, it'll transform into a magma monster and give you 1 gold. Fallen Alchemist plus Magic Bestower, Elberic, or Flying Sword. Could be interesting. I suppose, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, do you... hey, Thras, welcome to the stream. The thing is, do you really care that much about buffing the Fallen Alchemist? His attack isn't that great to start with, and you're kind of relying on keeping him alive and him not being removed, and you're trying to build your deck around him. At that point, you think, is it really worthwhile? Why don't you just run Arisha or something like that? So, maybe useful, but I don't really see it going uncontested. This is the other card I'm fangirling over, Leaf Ninja Hikaru. I've always loved the ninja cards. I run them personally, Hikaru and Hanjo. Not the cat ninja so much, but I do actually like Hikaru and Hanjo. I'm doing good, Thras. How are you? So yeah, I really do quite like this card. If she becomes the target of a spell and the opponent's battlefield is not empty, she transforms an opponent into a log and cancels the spell. Then she will deal 4 damage to all opponents if there's a log on the opponent's battlefield at the end of the turn. And you can't afford a Risha Lukaku. That's a fair enough point. But he's still... so she's really, really interesting, especially because you could actually activate her ability yourself. You could cast whatever you liked on her. You could cast Ritual of Darkness, Ritual of Grim Reaper, Magic Missile, any 1-cost spell card. She'll cancel it and transform one of your opponents into a log, which is just beautiful. So it means that she can only be killed by creature because she doesn't rely on energy or soul stones or anything like this. She's not like Nereva, where she has to have some sort of resource attached to her in order for her ability to activate. No, she will just cancel any spell that she is the target of. Capture, transformations, traps, cancelled, which is just fantastic. And as I say, you can cast whatever you like on her, and it won't affect her. The spell will be cancelled, but you'll have cost virtually nothing. Log will appear on your opponent's battlefield, and then wiped out. And because it's a transformation spell, you can use her as a hard counter to Jurgen, Beastkin Jane, any of the Doom machines. Frankly, I mean, you can use her as a counter to almost every large threat in the game at the moment. And the only thing your opponent can do is try to kill it with a creature. And if you wanted to keep her safe from that, then perhaps you could actually make use of one of the formation change cards, which I've always really loved, but have always had a not such a great usage in PvP. But since creatures are literally the only way you can stop this girl, might be an idea. Also, it's worth knowing that Flame Emission counts as an individual target. So if somebody cast Flame Emission on a card that was, to her side, the Flame Emission would activate on the card, but when it came to hitting Hikaru, it would actually get cancelled because each one counts as a separate target. So, next up, Totem Shaman Hera. Now, I really, really like the idea behind this card. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work. So the idea is that when you summon it on the leftmost side of the field, it'll summon a Moon Totem. And when you summon it on the rightmost side, it'll summon a Sun Totem. Now, Moon Totem As you can see, special abilities that activate at the end of a turn will not activate while Moon Totem is on the field. And special abilities that activate at the start of a turn will not activate while this creature is on the field. Which is just really, really interesting idea, and I love it, except look at this hit point value. Oh my god, that is terrible. Your opponent can remove these totems with anything. Literally anything. I mean, you could be level 3 and they could be level 1 and they would still be able to use a magic missile to destroy these totems. That is terrible. So the totems are really, really interesting, but they won't stay alive. Your opponent is just going to remove them so that their creature's abilities will activate. Lukaku, Flame Emission is a single target card. How come you can use Flame Emission to get rid of Orisha by using a creature next to her? Yeah, Orisha doesn't seem to counter that properly for some reason. But if you use it on... What was I thinking of? Because it was like this famous example of it. Oh, Share, that was it. Beautiful Prisoner Share. If you use Flame Mission on a creature that's next to Share and the thing ticks over to activate on Share, her ability will kick in. She'll cancel the spell, summon the bomb, and deal a whole lot of damage. So certain cards don't seem to react to it. It's almost like if the card uses energy or any kind of checking system, the Flame Emission will still work. But if the card just automatically activates regardless, then Flame Emission counts as a single target spell on it. Or it's a bug, but you never can really tell. Nevertheless, I really, really, really want Hera to be good. I really do, because I love these kind of tricksy little cards. This would be amazing. This would be so good. But the only way to make this really work with Hera is if you were running like a Bluesy Floozy or a Magic Sensing Bomb +1, something to or Nereva, something to dissuade your opponent from just wiping out the totems with magic. But then again, at that point, you're building the entire deck around Hera, and Hera's kind of supposed to be, a counter card. It's not supposed to be the card that you build your entire deck around. It's not an active card, it's a reactive card, and it's hugely expensive. If you can make it work, and I really hope they buff the defensiveness of the totems, but if you can somehow make it work, then an interesting idea with Hera would be resummon, because if they do manage to remove one of the totems, you can simply cast resummon on Hera, and he or she will immediately be respawned, and then the totem should be summoned again. And yes, look, let's hope they don't patch it. I really, I like the fact that Flame Mission can be cancelled by being viewed as a single target removal. Next up, the two ultimates that are coming out with the P cards. As with most ultimates, dubious in their usefulness, but... So, this one is... What's it called? I forgot to check his name. Ultimate Summon Incarnate of Fire. So, fills up the battlefield with the creatures that have the highest cost from each deck. Now, I don't know if that means both battlefields or a single battlefield, but I think it means both battlefields. And then deals 20 damage to the battlefield 2 and 3 times, depending on the level, while dealing 1 damage to the hero for each empty slot. So... this is actually fairly interesting. I mean, it's hugely expensive, like all the ultimate cards. But what that means is that if your opponent, for example, has no cards that can take 20 damage, but they do have 5 cards, then initial turn, their entire board would get flooded. First run of the 20 damage, all of the opponent's cards would be killed. Second run of the 20 damage, each of the empty slots would cause 1 damage, thereby getting 5 damage, or level 3, pretty much guaranteed 10 damage, possibly more. So yeah, it's intriguing. It's intriguing. The difficulty with this is that you kind of... it's an ultimate spell, and with most of the ultimate spells, you tend not to have a lot of creatures and things in your deck, because you don't want to be spending resources on summoning creatures when you can be using when you're supposed to be saving up for the ultimate spell. But this one requires you to not only have 5 creatures in your deck, but 5 really strong creatures, so that you're not taking damage when they die. You don't want empty field, so you kind of need to stock I don't know, like 5 Doom Machines or something in order to guarantee that you're not going to get hit by this. Maybe they'll still buff the totem stats. Yeah, I really hope they do. Seems like it's a good ultimate, unlike most of the rest. Possibly, yeah. And you could use Parnock with it, Lucarcry. Yep. Yeah, Parnock would be okay, but it's a bit pointless. You might as well just go with the standard Parnock, Grow Mushroom, Psychic Storm. There's no reason to use the ultimate with Parnock in this particular case. As far as the ultimate cards go, you think the 2 new ones are some of the best yet? They're interesting, certainly. I don't know how valid they're going to be in PvP, but they are definitely interesting, I'll give you that. Kalpesh, your VIP rank 5, so why is it not showing you new cards? You need to go, when you go into the card test arena, you need to register a deck, then you need to tap on it and say edit the deck or whatever it is. Then go into the filter up in the top right, and you can see second from the top, tap on show only test cards. Get rid of that. Okay. Does it deal damage to the opponents here the first time? Yeah. What if you're going with 5 Parnocks? Yeah, 5 Parnocks would be interesting. Very interesting. I can see that being a really fun gimmick deck. I don't think it'll be like a top 10 contender, but yeah, that could be seriously enjoyable in like a really jerky kind of way. Yes. Okay. So. And then the last of the cards in another ultimate is the Ultimate Angelic Descent. Resurrects all fallen friendly creatures and summons random angel creatures until the battlefield is full. Every time a friendly creature is resurrected, it makes an enemy disappear and adds 1 to all of the opponent's grave costs. So, interesting. It's basically like a Hyper or Peria with the added benefit that whenever a creature is resurrected, it makes an enemy creature disappear. So provided you have enough creatures in your grave, and they have to have been killed. I should point this out. It's specifically a resurrection ability. You can't discard creature cards into the field and have this card summon them back up. That won't work. They have to have died first. But yeah, if you can have like 5 dead creatures in your grave, then you're guaranteed to be able to clean your opponent's field in the following turn and increase all of the grave costs. And it does make the enemies disappear, which means, again, they can't be resurrected either. So there's no Orperia shenanigans that way. So it's quite interesting. Is it worth 15 light? I'm not sure. Basically, whenever it comes to these flood the field kind of ultimate cards, you've always got to compare them to Wave of Life and Gates of Hell and ask yourself, is this better at flooding the field and killing my opponent than Wave of Life or Gates of Hell? As it stands, not sure, really. If it wasn't as expensive, I'd say it would be fantastic, because then it would basically be kind of an Amanza Black Bean. But as it is, I don't know. The fact that you need the friendly creatures need to be resurrected is a bit of a problem. But yeah, as Luke says, it can summon a random angel creature, one of which might be Nicaroa. And Nicaroa's not bad. She's not as good as she used to be, because there's way too many ways of countering her these days. But she's not bad. She's not a terrible card. But yeah, Thras, I think Gates of Hell is probably more reliable, and Wave of Life with double Doom Machine Ultra and Doom Machine Saint is just gonna provide more punching power. It just is. It has a more defensive role than Gates of Hell or Wave of Life, Lucarcry. Yeah, it does, but MABINOGI Duel is not a defensive game. And if you're using an ultimate spell that's going to cost you 15 light, it's got to be a game-winning move. It cannot be defensive. You can't spend 15 resources on just holding the line. It needs to have some kind of offensive thrust. It needs to be some kind of like, bam, I've got my ultimate out onto the field, I win, ha ha ha, kind of situation. And I don't think Angelic Descent does that, unfortunately. Besides which, all your opponent does if you summon Nicaroa is they just have to capture Nicaroa. And then you're in a serious amount of trouble at that point. Hello, Victor. Welcome to the stream. We have just finished going through all of the new cards. So now, chat, vote for the Well, vote for the card that you would like to see me turn into a deck and run through the card test arena first. If we get multiple votes for cards in the same resource camp and they look like they might synergize, I'll combine them. Have at it. I'm going to have a drink. I've been talking too long. Whoa. Also, I've just realized that this way doesn't actually record how much time has been going by, so I'm just keeping an eye on the watch. Hello, Yanzo. Welcome to the stream. Vote on the card that you would like to see me. Oh my god, Angelic. Yeah, it would be Angelic Descent, wouldn't it? The one card that we're all kind of in agreement is not that great. But fine. Somebody else vote, quickly. The gold ultimate. Yeah, the summon Flame Incarnate. Summon Incarnate of Fire. That's the one. God, you're not giving me any easy ones, are you? Somebody vote for White Moon Bunny. 5 Parnox Summon Incarnate. I don't have 5 Parnox. Thank you, Schweitzer. White Moon Bunny. Vortex, Lost Galaxy. Okay, all right. Luke, you and Thras are apparently sort of in cahoots and it'll drive me insane. Angelic Descent, Gold Ultimate Spell. You appreciate fair using Angels to resurrect the creatures instead of dragging them out of the gates of hell? Yeah, admittedly, I was nice. Green Ninja, Yanzo, yeah. Like that one. Go for the Vortex. You already voted for the Vortex. You can't vote multiple times, Lost Galaxy. It's cheating. How did I get those letters? What letters? I don't have Parnog because I am bad. Lucarcry is now banned. He's no longer a member of the Arcanauts. I think I have like 1 Parnog. I don't tend to get gimmick cards. I don't like them. I don't think they require any skill to use personally. It's just my opinion. But I don't think they require... after winning with one, I don't feel like, yay, you know, I pitted my wits against my opponent and I came out on top. Ha ha, woo! I just feel like, you know, congratulations, the 5 steps that I needed to do in order to win were taken and I won. Some removal spell. I don't think there are any removal spells in the new one. You don't know anything about the cards, Victor. That's fine. Just vote for whatever you think looks prettiest. All right. So what have we? No, you say you're obviously kidding, Luke. That's only because I threatened to kick you out of the Arcanauts. I know it was fear that has made you backpedal. All right. So we've had a couple of votes for the Ultimates. We've had a vote for the White Moon Bunny. A vote for the Vortex. All right, let's get it out of the way. We'll make a deck with the ultimate in them. Angelic Descent, Archangels 2.0. Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. Gold Duck OP. What? Oh, right, the goose. Yeah. I really do like the goose. Okay. All right. Let's What should we start with? We've had basically an equal number of votes. The girl and the totems with the yeah. I really would like that totem girl to get her to have those totems buffed. It's such a good card, but the totems are too weak. They'll just get removed immediately. I so want it to be a good card. I so want them to buff the HP or defense values of those totems. I really do. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's make. I'll be honest, I don't really like either of those 2 ultimate cards, but we'll do Angelic Descent first. We'll do Angelic Descent and then we'll do the ultimate fire one. And then we can move on to the enjoyable cards. A few people have stopped driving me mad. Yeah, no, Tira's needling this over. Yeah. Can you still vote for the Machine Cat Merchant? Yeah, you could. I'll make a mental note for when we're done with these ultimates. The Wind Clockwork, yeah. I mean, that would be too easy. Clockwork, Winding Clockwork, and Ultimate Grim Reaper, and then you win. All right. I really wish this worked in the same way as like the normal card binder does, and I could just eliminate everything right off the bat. Okay, so we're going to be using an ultimate. The problem with using light ultimates, and this has always been the problem with using light ultimates, is that there's no really solid way of generating light resource. I think the best you can really hope for is the Great Harvest. I think it's called. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing it light only. Playing gimmicks are not fun. To me, personally, gimmicks are not enjoyable. I don't like gimmicks because for me, personally, again, it's just, I'm not judging anybody here, but for me, personally, I get pleasure from the game by actually using decks that have a chance to lose, but pit your wits, you know? So that when you come out of it, you feel like it was honestly a battle of skill between you and your opponent, and you came out on top. I mean, how gratifying is that? With a gimmick deck, there's no skill to it. There's a set number of steps you need to do in order to win, and provided those steps are carried out and your opponent doesn't counter them, that's it. But you're not playing the game. You're just following a checklist. What am I looking for? Great Harvest. I think it's Great Harvest. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Wow, wow. Cards, not letters. Yeah. Are these letters? Are the cards available in Brazil? Yes, the cards are available in Brazil. The cards are available everywhere, but you have to be VIP 5 or higher, and you have to go into the lab. Hey, Mary. I'm going to just call you Mary because I don't know how to pronounce what I'm assuming is Russian. I know very little Russian. All I know is Здравствуйте. Меня зовут Arkadian. Как вас зовут? Which, if that's not Russian, I've just really insulted you, and I apologize. Perfect choice, I'm not going to play. Use gimmicks sometimes to relieve from losing frustration. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, if that's, as I say, I mean, this is just me personally. I'm not judging anybody. If people really like Mono with Great Harvest, yeah, that's what I'm basically going to be doing, Ronnie. If people really like running gimmicks, they find them pleasurable, they find them relaxing, they find them whatever, great. I mean, I'm not judging. Go for whatever you enjoy using, seriously. Oh, you're Greek. I do apologize. I see, like, what in English is backwards letters, and I just immediately think Russian. But how is it over in Greece? I heard the economy wasn't doing so great. Ah, you got her addicted to MABINOGI. Thank you, Taras. I appreciate it. Always wanted to visit Greece. It's one of the few countries I haven't actually been to. Oh, I'm just going to quickly adjust this webcam a little bit. The chroma key's glitching out just a little bit. Okay, that should do it. Oh, your boyfriend just thrust. That's nice. Excellent. Young lovers. Perhaps we should have some sort of romance-themed deck then. I don't really know how to do it with this one, but angels. Going to Greece in March in 4 or 5 days, I assume you mean, not in 5 days. Cool. Maybe you can hang out with Thras and Mary. Should have realized that you were Greek, Thras. I mean, it's a Greek name, Stefandas. Come to Greece. The economy is not great, but people are. Yeah, I have a couple of friends who I'm pretty sure originated in Greece. They moved all over the place. But yeah, lovely people. And obviously, I mean, so much history, the philosophy, the art, everything in Greece. I mean, it's a fantastic country. It really is. All right, so we got the Great Harvest. Basically, the whole point, the whole point is basically just to ramp up to, I'm getting all these notifications, ramp up to the angel as quickly as possible. Now, it can resurrect fallen creatures, so I think we're going to use a little bit of... Now, normally, in order to ramp up light, I'd use Citizen +1, but I don't think that's a brilliant idea in this case. What might be really interesting is using Share. You won't be able to hang out, Luke, because you're going on a school trip. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe Thras and Mary can stop by and throw things at you. What's that juice I always drink during my Mabinogi Duel videos? It is my special Arc juice. It is the source of all my powers. Some say it contains the tears of my fallen enemies. Others say it contains their soul. Who knows? Only me, and I'm not telling. Do you like the bottle, though? All right, so let's actually try with some shares. I am going to create a deck with a couple of shares in it. That way, if the shares manage to activate, that's fantastic. And if they don't, they should hopefully activate when... Go on, there we go. And then we'll use a Book of Knowledge. And we're going to need some removal spells. Let's take a Holy Missile. I'm tempted to put the Card Appraiser in there, but it would be no use once it was resurrected, so... We could use one of the inns on the off chance, or one of the, like the inn, the town hall, or the restaurant, on the off chance that we get like a normal angel who doesn't have any attack value. I'm not sure though. Ambush? Yeah, ambush would work. And we got a lot of cards to use. I mean, basically, we're not really going to be using anything other than removal spells, Book of Knowledge, Great Harvest, ideally. What I may do is get Trap in the Castle. Maybe. I really wish they hadn't changed Choir Ensemble. I have no idea why. It's very, very weird. Magic Gourd Bomb's a possibility. Actually, I quite like Magic Gourd Bomb. It's a shame that it's a -1. But the angels will be healing, probably. The Archme will be allowed to drink a little bit of Arc Juice every once in a while, Lukaku. Yes. the Archme. the Arcanauts Archme. Screw it. We'll put the Magic Gourd Bomb in there because why not? By the way, Arcadian, how old am I? If you've been around my other streams, Thras, you'll know that there's one of my viewers, RGBS, keeps asking me that question. I don't know if it's you, actually. Probably not, though. But, yeah, I'm not saying. It's a secret. It's not really, but if I tell you, then I have to tell RGBS, and that would then I wouldn't be able to have any more fun with them. From what in the related card section, seems Angelic Descent doesn't summon regular angels. Really? Okay. Well, in that case, maybe the Magic Gourd Bomb isn't the best idea, but meh, we'll keep it anyway. Just because. Bomb Technician's interesting, but I don't think so. Use this deck. Laura, do you mean Lorna, Kalpesh? I could, but there's not really much point. We'll put a Trap in the Castle in there, just for defense. The whole point of this deck, because it's an ultimate deck really, is just to defend as long as possible. I would prefer... Now, Dragon Hunter Fry. No, because it has to be resurrected, doesn't it? Dang it. Don't worry, Victor. Your English is actually really, really good. It's better than my whatever your primary language is, I guarantee you. You have 5 months playing, you never made a 1-resource deck, Yanzo. That's actually a good thing. Mono-resource decks are very, very weak, as a general rule. And they're not a good idea. I mean, Laura keeps asking my age. Really? RGBS is a girl? Okay. Light Capture. The Light Capture is Urgent Arrest. It's a C1 card, and I don't have it. Flame Emission's a possibility. At this point, we're getting a little bit too... Yeah, a little bit too high value, these cards. But we need 2 more. So Ambush was one of the votes. I must have missed it. Yeah, so Ambush. There we go. Which one do I want? Way too many of both. I like this one. It's got people crawling over a Troy horse. Cesar, you're a new player, wondering, can I make a Winnie deck in Mabinogi Duel? Like a bunch of 1-drops and then just buff them aggro-like. You can, yes. Basically, what that is it's kind of a Pillion mutant variant. The idea being that you take Pillion, who gains abilities whenever, or he buffs all of his cards whenever he's at 7 HP or below, and then you make sure that every single one of your cards is a mutant card. And then you just stack a lot of like Trap in the Castles, small little cards and things like that, and a bunch of buffing cards, and you can basically overwhelm your opponent in 1 or 2 turns if you do it right. But it is tricky. There's also a possibility of creating a deck composed of nothing but lady shares if you had the book that automatically transforms her. Need more arc juice. I'm fading fast. Yeah, so you can make a share deck that uses the book that automatically transforms her, but I've never seen that used personally. I keep meaning to make it myself, and then I keep forgetting. You're voting for Saint, Lucarcry. Doom Machine Saint? The problem with that is I'd need to summon him, he'd need to die, and then I'd need to resurrect. It's kind of a shame that this angelic card is not a darkness card. Because you could play a bunch of cards, kill them with the ritual of darkness, gain resources that way in order to activate the descent, which would then in turn resurrect all the cards you just killed. So you don't know my name, Victor. My name is the Arcadian. And David. You should make a deck like that in the stream just so I can copy it and try it. What the Lady Share deck? Yeah, maybe. I mean, honestly, if this stream turns out to be particularly popular, then yeah, I may turn this into a weekly thing where I just do some fun. You like my channel, thank you, Victor. I don't really want to do like a weekly climbing the PvP ranks thing because that would just get really boring really fast. But making fun decks and running them through the arenas, that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, yeah. It's a shame we don't have a little bit more removal. I may go for Surprise Attack. Yeah, Lost Galaxy, yeah. Great minds think alike. I should stream Mabinogi more, though. Yeah, well, as I say, I mean, if there's... certainly this stream so far is proven to be pretty darn popular. So, yeah, I mean, if people... Where is it? There we go. I was trying to find my surprise attacks. We'll go for the original surprise attacks. I like the draw. I like the art on that a little bit better. Yeah. So this stream, if this stream turns out to be popular, I'll ask on subreddit and stuff, and then people can just tell me if they want me to make this into a weekly thing. How many cards have I got, Lucarcry? Yeah, sorry, I think you asked me that earlier and I didn't answer. What does it say on my thing? I don't know. I don't think the number's accurate. I have a lot. Put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how many, but a lot. Yeah, I have, I think like, anyway, enough that I can make pretty much any deck, I feel like. Okay, this looks fine. We've got Trap in the Castle, Surprise Attack, Magic Gourd Bomb, Holy Missile. For defense, we've got the shares. For fun, Ambush, and the Great Harvest, which you have to have. So let's give this a whirl. Yes, I have, Sarah. Thanks for noticing. All right. So triple Great Harvest. I have become that which I despise. It's written in the left corner of the banner. Yeah, I know, but my number fluctuates kind of weirdly. And I don't think it's entirely accurate. Because my number says 860 something, but I'm pretty sure I have more cards than that. Yeah, whatever. Search for dual opponent. Yep. All right, let's see how this works. I'm going to assume well, but it'll be interesting to see what angels we get. Oh, and I forgot, yes. Just in case DevCat is watching this and is paying attention to all the cards that I really like and that I think are powerful and that it wants to nerf. You can't get in my mind now, DevCat. Ha ha ha. No more nerfs. Promised I'd wear the tinfoil hat. Make a video for how to access those cards for VIP rank 5. I actually already have a video on how to access it. I think it's my last lab video. I show people how to get in. It's quite simple. Anyway, what are we doing? It might only be the light cards. Yeah, might only be the light cards. Wah, wah. Okay, so this is a Beastkin Jurgen 1 card required deck. So obviously somebody's testing something out using darkness, which is interesting. So it's just everyone appreciating my hat. Aw, yeah. I am not having DevCat nerf more cards, okay? It's twice in a row now. 12 Twitch viewers, good lord. Holy moly, we just jumped up to 40 viewers when I put the hat on. Yes! The hat is winning. Haha. Hey, Will. Welcome to the stream. What are we doing? What does she do? Nothing. Excellent. Let's drop a share because we almost don't care if it gets killed. Card Appraiser. Well, yeah. It won't... no, what we'll do is we'll level up. She won't be able to do anything, and then we can remove whatever she does. Good. Okay, so now we put her into a perfect share position in that we can just remove the Card Appraiser, and then she has to either counter share or level up. She can't do both. We'll just try to get up to level 3 before we start using the Grey Harvests. I'll do a little dance for you guys. Wow, 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 wow. This is one of my plus ones. Yes, it is. Good. Haha. Good. All right. So she chose to level up. We get to do this. And on Reddit, I think the Mistletoe nerf came soon out. Yeah, the Mistletoe nerf literally came out within 24 hours after my video came out, I'm pretty sure. And exactly the same thing happened with... oh, wow. Okay. Exactly the same thing happened with Werner and happened with the Shadow Vampire. Again, I'm not actually saying that, you know, DevCat is actually sort of spying on my videos and things like that. That would be weird. But, yeah, it's funny. And we'll level up. Cher will just start doing some work. I mean, I probably shouldn't have done that because we're trying to summon the big guy. Okay, here we go. We're trying to summon the big thing. I just really like letting Cher, you know, hammer away. Oh, and Dinokora. Okay. Kind of do want to eliminate her, but I suppose it wouldn't really matter, would it? They're on to me. Yes, they are, Will. But you see, I got my hat. I'm safe from DevCat now. Can't touch me now. We're all paranoid Kappas here. How many more do I need? Just one. Okay, great. So we can just summon immediately. Yeah, it's been too long. Yeah, I know you guys were complaining about no kappa in the YouTube chat. So, you thought they knew of me? I've helped them a lot to spread the game. Yeah, they posted one. They posted my very first video, the overview, on their Facebook, and they were really nice about it. Sent me a Reddit post asking me if it was okay, saying they liked my stuff. It was really, really nice of them. Since then, I haven't really heard from them. Probably because they know that if they talk to me, all that I would be saying was, why are the EXT cards not tradable? Come on, DevCat, it's a TCG. The T stands for trading. Anyway, yay, Ultimate Angel Descent thing. So here comes the share. Oh, it does summon a normal angel. Ooh, nice. We got Angel Partel. And Aelia, which actually kind of works against the deck. That's interesting. And then Nevia, which doesn't help at all. Now, interestingly, Undine did not freeze me. Oh, you would kill Cher, wouldn't you? Also, I thought that spell was supposed to disappear them. Am I thinking of a different one? Am I wrong? I thought that spell was supposed to disappear the enemies. Every time a friendly creature is resurrected, makes an enemy disappear. Oh, did I just disappear? Oh, it's only the resurrection, isn't it? It's not the angel summon. I just disappeared one of the traps, didn't I? Wah, wah. Never mind. Well, we've got this back, so let's throw that out. Yeah, the angels aren't very good. Not the ones we got this time. I don't even know why I'm doing that, actually. That's not going to help, is it? 19 damage. Yeah. Or 12. That wouldn't really get them within KO range, would it? So just toss out the ambush. I mean, we're going to win anyway, but I'd like to get them to... oh, no. Ugh, what am I thinking? It wasn't ambush. It's Night Invasion. That's the one I needed. It was Night Invasion. Regardless of God's will, I wasn't paying attention. We were going to win anyway, so it wasn't really a big deal. The related card section doesn't show regular angel, or you look too quickly. Yeah, I mean, it may just be one of those things. So, yeah, I mean, that's the angelic thing. As you can see, it basically does what Gates of Hell does, except you don't really get to control it, which is a bit of a problem. So, I'm not really sold on the Angelic Descent, I have to say. I think that if you're going to be flooding the field with cards, you should really just go with the Gates of Hell, and that way you can at least dictate which cards... Yeah, fail. You can dictate which cards are going to be summoned out onto your battlefield. It's not very helpful to you if it just summons, like, Orperias and Nevias. It's like, well, okay, well, it's not going to give me anything. Yeah, we'll resume later. Yeah, not a fan of that ultimate. Let's try the fire one. Change register deck. Okay. Yeah. You love which ultimate, Mary? Was it the Angelic Descent or the fire ultimate? Pretty happy when you got the Christmas card lets you win if your opponent has 3 or more mutants till you only read. Yeah, it only works during the Christmas event and as an EXT. Yeah, Lost Galaxy, I feel your pain. I mean, I looked at that and I was like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. Keeps people's mutants alive. No, it's only for Christmas and it's non-tradable. Never mind. I think I have it as well, but I never use it. It looks even weirder. Yeah, Angel Ultimate's not better, not great. You vote for Parnok, the Karkrai, with this thing. I will see if I have it. A Parnok +1 would be best, and I don't think I have Parnok +1. As I say, I don't bother looking for the or fishing for the gimmicky cards, so I don't actually have that many of those. But I should have a normal Parnok. Should. I actually may not, but I think I do. Yeah, okay. Well, I have a gold Parnok, which is actually quite interesting. That's bad, though. Doesn't work with the ultimate. Doesn't seem too powerful. Liked it on paper. Yanzo, yeah. You don't know what we're voting for, but you vote for Jurgen, Will. Voting for the new cards to use and what cards to use with them to synergize. Maybe first another deck before another ultimate, unless you're in gimmick zone. I just want to get the gimmick cards. I want to get the ultimate cards out of the way, honestly. I don't like gimmicks, so I just want to get that done, and then we can move into what I personally feel are more enjoyable cards. Maybe new angels are coming? Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe. I mean, Angelic Descent may turn out to be more useful, but while it has a chance of summoning useless angels like Nevia or Peria, normal angels and all this kind of thing, it's not so great. Is gold not dark? It's fine. We may be going with a double on this one, a dual color deck, maybe. It depends. Fills up the battlefield with creatures that have the highest cost from each deck. Now, you guys voted in MABINOGI duel. It's really nice that community was set up for the Spanish-speaking MABINOGI duel community. It's really good. What was I saying? Yes. Fill out the battlefield from the highest deck. Now, I'm not sure whether that means they have to actually be in your hand or whether they can also be in your graveyard or what, but I guess we'll find out. Deals 20 damage to the battlefield 2 times while dealing damage. I think we might want to go dual darkness with this one. Because if we have zombies and skeleton knights and things, then they will die and immediately be respawned, so we're going to be taking less damage. 120,000 for a 2/4 Lisa Lovelock. I mean, you can go for it if you're a completionist, but I mean, she's not a good card, so. Yeah, so I think we'll combo this with dark. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm trying to think if there's a better way of doing it, because Machine Cap Merchant might also be a decent possibility, but the gold only increases by 1. Hmm. Tricky. Tricky. Lisa ain't that bad. Yeah, but she ain't that good either. So spending 120,000 on a 2/4 card that you're going to have difficulty using in high level play is, I'd say it's really only for completionists if you really wanted the card. But again, just me. Right, let's get that off, and we'll go through the gold cards and we'll see what looks decent. I don't think off the top of my head there's a darkness card that generates gold beyond the Cap Merchant of Darkness. What do I think about the changes to the zombies? Yeah, sorry, I think you asked me that before and I didn't answer. What do I think about the zombie change? I think it was unnecessary, personally. I don't think the zombie was so powerful that it required that heavy a nerf. I'm going to take this hat off now. I don't think the zombie was that powerful. I know that it had been making big strides in the meta recently, but I think that was just because it was a good, cost-effective card for what it did. It could be annoying, absolutely, but I don't think it really required nerfing. Certainly, I think there are other cards that should be nerfed first before dealing with stuff like zombie. Yeah, Luke, yeah, I mean, obviously, by all means, if you see a good deal going, feel free to put it in the chat for everybody. Yeah, I'm not saying not to, I'm just saying that for anybody that wants a Lisa for 120,000, they should just be aware that it's not that good of a card. Golden Gravekeeper, nope. Nope, it's a shame that doesn't give you more. I think we may need to use Gold Rush. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to use Gold Rush. You got a Lisa for 200,000 the day TBT was released. The day TBT was released. Nice. Yeah, I'm still quite bummed that it was only Japan and Korea that got that. It's unfortunate. Combi source Parnog +1, double white now, and a very interesting gold mutant wild boar +1. Yeah, okay, I can see that, sure. Since 3 waves of ult counters you killing it, you get the HP thing, that's quite good. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And the double white now is certainly interesting. That's a triple color deck, though, and the ultimate is expensive. You'd have difficulty reliably getting up to the 15 gold required for the ultimate if you were running 3 resources. It's not impossible, just tricky. Maybe make a Jurgen mono dark deck just for you to copy because you're looking everywhere and you only saw bad decks. The thing with Jurgen is that basically every Jurgen deck is either going to be mono dark or it's going to be blue and dark. The mono dark, it's literally just make sure that you have Jurgen, 3 Ritual of Darknesses, a Dark Capture, and then you can really just fill in whatever you want for the rest. If you're going to go with the blue, then it's the same kind of thing, except use the cat box blue card, and then use that to generate darkness. Will, are you the only one who seals cards like Goblin Bomb Squad, Natira's Needle, Holy Missile? You like your cards 0/4, 24/7? No, I think, honestly, I think most people seal all of their cards whenever they can. I don't, as a general rule, because apart from the else, making the videos, I need to have a lot of cards on hand at all times, so I can't really afford to be too fussy. Also, I just really like to try out combinations, so I can't always go for the pristine cards. My thinking is I'll buy something incredibly cheap that's like 3/4 and I won't bother to seal it, and then if I like it and I do well with it and it gets me high into the arena, then I'll go back and find the more expensive version and actually spend gems on it. What about some trade creature shenanigans with gold Calamus? I mean, you could. I don't think it would really benefit this the ultimate deck any. Right. I think with those three, if we get a couple of like high-powered gold cards, just something that can respawn itself. Fire ambition, Kelpesh. I don't... Fire emission? Do you mean? That's too expensive. I don't want to use any gold cards that are going to cost me a fortune. They have to all be either gold generating cards, or they have to be high powered, like ideally resummoning or healing creatures that I can use to flood the field. You know about the Ritual Darkness and Dark Capture Drill, and don't know what cards to fill the deck with. Honestly, it really just depends. It's completely up to you. So long as you have the 3 Rituals of Darkness, the Jurgen, and the Dark Capture, after that, it really just... It's completely your choice. You're almost guaranteed to be able to win with that kind of thing, provided you can last into the late game. So stock it with... I mean, the generic version would be to stock it with a lot of removal. So maybe have a Heavy Offering, a Dark Magic Missile, Arrow of Revenge, possibly. Basically anything that's going to shut your opponent down in the early game, just so that you can quickly rev up the darkness resources. Hipster decks are groovy. Have the idea of a powerful deck of unpopular cards. Oh, that'd be nice. 400,000 gold, +1 Calamus on shop CCPJD, Luke. Yeah, it's not a bad deal. Wanderer Napar. No. And some RR Lurkers and Stable Mutant. I like Lurker. He's a good one. Open Gold Chest. No, we don't want that one. Something like Pirate's Gamble would be hilarious, but no. No. Not quite that crazy. Now... no, the... No, the problem with that is that the Golden Golem needs to be on the field for 5 turns to make up its cost, so... Forest Fire? Possibly, yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea. We may work that in. Again, I'm trying to keep the gold resources entirely focused on the ultimate and generating up towards the ultimate. The dark is going to be where the majority of the removal and creatures come from. Death Cloud with Psychic Storm for AoE. That would take it into a triple color deck, and I don't want to do that for an ultimate. Boom, 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 boom. I'm really just looking for some really... I was hoping that I had a gold wild boar, but it doesn't seem like I do. After that, like a Doom Machine. A fire Doom Machine. Yeah, Doom Machine Dragon will work out pretty nicely. So let's put a Doom Machine Dragon in there. Or a Flame Lord Nurgle. Would that work, or would that just kill my own creatures? That could be funny, but probably not a good idea. I do have a Demon Parnock, which I can put in the deck. Yeah. Oh, Death Cloud with Psychic Storm for the Jurgen deck, Thrust. Yeah, Death Cloud with Psychic Storm. Yeah, that'd probably be okay. What are some of the staple mutants you should get, Will? Okay, Gold Hyena. Definitely get a Gold Hyena. Nature Goblin Bomb Squad is pretty good. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, of course. If you're running PvP or Rookie or Veteran, they all have different things. Nurgle is bad, Bank of Mafia. Yeah, he's not brilliant. He definitely wouldn't work in this deck. I'll put Parnock in there. If you get summoned far enough off to the side, then that'd be good. And yeah, you should ask that on the Reddit. A lot of people give you a lot of good ideas, but definitely the first like staple mutant these days is Gold Hyena King and Light Elf or Light Elephant. Your favorite Doom Machine, is it, Lucarcray? It's a good Doom Machine. Okay, so having done that, let's move into Darkness. And then we need to... Alright, so basically we need removal cards, and we need creatures that can either resummon themselves, pardon me, or that give a benefit when they die. And that keeps trying to... There we go. Could the Jurgen deck work with the Grim Reaper instead of Jurgen? Not really. It's the same. It's a similar kind of pattern, but with the Ultimate Summon Grim Reaper, because it's so expensive, you can't rely on Ritual of Darkness to generate the resources for it. You really need to use Cell Soul, stuff like that. But you could combine the two, because Jurgen gives darkness resources every time you use the Ritual of Darkness on him, but stays on the field. You can bring Jurgen out, ritual him a couple of times in order to get the resources, and then bring out the Ultimate Grim Reaper if you wanted to. Remember, you still buy Doom Machines and 5-star cards for 200,000. Yeah, good old days, Lukaku, good old days. Apocalypse Zombie ×3, Banker Mafia. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when the pricing cap for stuff was so much lower. I mean, I know they increased it to stop people from real money trading on the unofficial Facebook group, which I get, but woof, it really kicked the rest of us in the pants. Medusa on the far left would protect your creatures from one turn. Yeah, the problem is I don't get to choose where the creatures are played. Unfortunately, the thing will just pull the creatures out of my deck, apparently, in more or less random order. But yeah, that would have been a really good idea if I could actually have dictated what came out first. Got more than 2,000 WMB cards, Lukaku. That's a lot of WMB cards. Okay, so, yes, and I think somebody said Drag to Hell. Yep, that's definitely a good idea. We'll use that. Now, Jumbled Zombie is interesting, because if it got placed all the way to the far right, it might actually be able to survive. Let's try it. I'm actually intrigued by that. Let's give that a go. You hate zombie in PvP, Kalpesh. Well, you'll be happy to know it's been nerfed. I don't really think it was necessary, but they obviously felt that it was. Now then, so let's say we go Jumbled Zombie, Zombie, Skeleton Knight, and then Drag to Hell. What else we got? Nothing else. So Jumbled Zombie, Zombie, Skeleton Knight, Drag to Hell. What else? What else do we want? You still have them. You don't have Coco, Lukaku. That's a shame. Coco's awesome. I really do like her. Let's put Heavy Offering in there. That can be a good defensive card. Synthesized Zombie? Maybe. Maybe. Doom Machine Finale. Yeah, Doom Machine Finale would be another good one as well, actually. Good point. Let's... I'm tempted to make one of the removal spells the Dark Notira's Needle. It's probably not worthwhile, though. Probably not. Actually, what... No, I won't. No, because we don't need to generate darkness. No, never mind. So, we'll get up to Drag to Hell. Spray Blood's not bad these days. Still not brilliant, but it's not terrible. Alright, so Drag to Hell. Skeleton, Kalpesh. Yeah, I'm going to go with Skeleton Knight. That way when it dies, it'll resummon a skeleton, and I won't get murdered by my ultimate ability. Doom Machine Dragon and Finale going for 230,000 each on CKDJM for everybody in the YouTube side of the chat. If you're interested, pop over and check that out. I don't get any money for that, by the way. I'm not sponsored. Now, I think I have an Apocalypse Zombie. Who else remembers? No, I don't have an Apocalypse Zombie. Good grief. I must not have bothered picking it up after the nerf. Who else remembers pre-nerf Apocalypse Zombie? Ah, wow, that was horrifying. I do have a finale. Oh, no, not a finaler. I have a finale. There we go. So finale. Coco? Possibly. Let's take a look. Could use Skeleton Blade Man instead of Skeleton Knight. Yeah, I was thinking of them both. I kind of leaned towards Skeleton Knight just in case I felt the need to bring him out as a defensive blocker before I could summon my ultimate. But certainly either one would work. Medusa on the far right would still protect your Skeleton Knight or Zombie. True. True. Because the ultimate spell deals 2 rows of damage, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it's a fair point with the Skeleton Blade Man, given that it resurrects itself twice. Yeah. Yeah, did Nightmare into Jurgen deck just help you survive a bit more by lowering the enemy's attack? Was that a good choice, Thras? I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't personally have done that. Simply because Jurgen doesn't really need the help, because you can just keep ritualing him in order to make him deal a significant amount of damage to the entire enemy side of the field. You don't really need to worry about being hurt once Jurgen is out onto the field. He can deal with any threat. It's getting Jurgen out and then keeping him out that's the problem. So Nightmare doesn't really help with that. Nevertheless, I mean, give it a go. If it works out well for you, then that's what's important. Everybody has their own different styles, so there's no sort of one perfect way of doing anything. Its HP does not fall below 1 if there are 4 or more cards in your grave. Yeah, we can try that one. Yeah, we'll try it and we'll see how it works, because it may be that the ultimate drags creatures and stuff out of the grave, and maybe that it doesn't. I'm not entirely sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we need one more darkness card. What do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, do we have 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so we need one more creature. Use Drag to Hell instead. Yeah, the other one, yeah. Don't you ritual Jurgen when it's in beast form, use Drag to Hell instead. Yeah. I mean later on certainly, yeah, when you're building up the grave cost, yeah. Okay, so we need one more card. Well, let's try Medusa. Let's give it a go. Xena. No, Xena wouldn't work, unfortunately. Because she wouldn't have the opportunity to hypnotize anybody, and B, when she did hypnotize them, the ultimate would just wipe the hypnotized creature off the field and then she'd die anyway. Witch Infernia. Don't think that would work. I'm pretty sure she needs to be left alive. Jurgen or another finale. No, we'll try the Medusa. Honestly, we're just going to throw a lot of cards in here, and we're going to see which ones actually work out pretty interestingly and which ones don't. So let's try this one. Thank you, Sarah. Incidentally, no spoilers in the chat, by the way, for people who haven't completed the story mode, but hands up who else thought that the story got really weirdly and depressingly dark in the last few chapters? You gotta go, might come back, might not, Lukaku. Don't be that way. We all love you, really. Alright. Shiantaku. Really? Okay. You are of a lower level than me. Ah, fancy. Shadow Vampire. He's been nerfed. Can't use him anymore. Alright. Let's see what she does. We'll charge up. Okay. War Banner. We can ignore that. That's fine. That's just friendly creatures, isn't it? I don't think we really... Nah. We're not any threat. We don't need to summon anything. We'll wait and see what she brings out. So, Share. 5 HP, 8 fields on the 8 slots on the field, so that's no good whatsoever. We'll just drop Jumbled Zombie. Can't wait for Volume 3, Lost Galaxy. So are you enjoying the darker feel of the later quest lines, or do you prefer the more light-hearted stuff from the earlier chapters? Okay. All right, Thras, good luck with the deck. Let us come back and let us know how it works out. Let's toss out the Gold Rush. All right, that wasn't bad, actually. Not bad. Right, well, we need 4 more currently, and it'll be 5 more if we need to get up. So let's throw out another one. We go from 10 to 10. Damn it. We got nothing. Nothing. Well, parry is not much use there. That's a decent amount of damage that might do. If I dropped one more creature, I could actually heavy offering, which I may do. Let's... In actual fact, what we can do is we can place Medusa on the left-hand side of the field now in anticipation of the ultimate spell. And then heavy offering. Because the more empty fields that our opponent has, the more damage we'll do when the big stuff comes out. New dragons are coming because story has a dragon god or something. Yeah, the next part of the storyline does seem to be really focused on dragons. So I would imagine that, yes, we're going to start seeing some actual, some new dragon cards coming out. Good, okay, that actually took us to basically where we need to be. We just need 1 more gold, which is fine. So, yeah, we can take that 10 damage without any difficulties. Let's do it. Don't read this out loud due to spoiler. No. Yeah, there's a lot of just weird choices, honestly. Weird choices in the latest chapters about what happens to a lot of the characters. Why she? I don't know what that means, Calfish. Okay, right, well, let's summon the ultimate fire incarnate. Actually, well, no, I was going to say that it might have been a good idea to go for like a full potion of restore, but that competes. Never mind. So, let's give this a try. Ultimate summon incarnate of fire. So, boom, boom, boom. Wow, dude had a Wolf King Boro light +1 in there. Alright, never mind. I'm online but not showing online. Why? Using another account. I'm not showing as online? Really? I really don't know why. Okay, that's good. Actually, I think Parnok might be a little bit too problematic in this deck if you don't start out with significantly higher sort of health. That's going to cause problems. There goes Medusa. Yep. This is just chaos. What the hell is happening? All right, we win. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. Yeah, all right. That's an interesting deck, for certainty. Yeah, and then we win. Nice. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I had 2 HP left and she had 1. That was awesome. So, yeah, interesting. Interesting. I can see that health is going to be a big kind of thing with that kind of ultimate. You're going to have to really, really monitor your own health. It's basically like running Parnok, but even more so. Fun, though. That was just like fire everywhere. All right. I should probably be interrupting these. Because I'm not interrupting the streak, I'm going to be having like less hit points and they're going to be having more resources every time we do this. Yeah, it's a really beautiful just chaos, just fire, and they're dead, and that activates this, and that, blah, blah. Medusa activates, everybody's dead, blah. Just sit there for 5 minutes watching the fire happen. Alright. I'll change that deck. Oh, you're back, Lucarcry, and this time on YouTube. Is it still lagging for you? All right, so that's the two ultimates. Yeah, I mean, make of them what you will. I still think that Wave of Life and Gates of Hell are probably going to turn out to be more reliable. But yeah, there's some fun to be had in there, absolutely. So, votes for the next deck. If I remember correctly, last time I called for votes, we had some for the white moon. Oh, pardon me, white moon bunny. We had one for Vortex. We had one for Ninja Hikaru. So, cast your votes. Cast your votes. Here's the cards that are available. And if anybody wasn't here when we were going through them and would like to see me pop them open, just let me know and I will do so. Vortex for the win, Lost Galaxy. Yes, how did I know that that was going to be your vote? This is, what is that one? Vortex of the Nexus. I've got to refresh my memory. I never remember what this one does. Friendly creature. Oh, yeah. That's the collaboration season one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would be simple enough to create a deck around. But yeah. I'm not really sure how I feel about it, given that it can possibly summon Scathach for your opponent. We'll see. I might want to combine that with Turk Magic, just for fun. Lukaku, you want Machine Cat and Hikaru? Well, they're not synergistic, but sure, okay. White Moon Bunny and Green Ninja. Again, not synergistic, but okay. Machine Cat, alright, so there's 2 votes for Machine Cat. Interesting, he's a gold generation creature, isn't he? Yep. Dream of a gold counterspell, do you, Lukaku? Yeah. It would be nice to have gold, have that kind of thing. But I can see why they're not doing it. The camps already have a bit of an identity crisis in the... I mean, if you look at like Magic the Gathering or something like that, you can point to the light camp and you say, okay, you know, light camp is for healing and dark camp is for resurrection and blue camp is for, you know, control and spells and stuff like that. With Mabinogi Duel, it's significantly harder. If I said what was the point of the light camp, what was the main focus of the light camp to somebody, they'd go like, well, resurrection kind of, but then there's a lot of cards that are completely different. Some of them are just like really heavy punching cards, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if you gave gold counterspell, then that would further dilute blue's identity. Reagan and Nick just having a fun little conversation with each other. That's nice. Okay, so nobody else seems to be voting. We got the most number of votes for the Machine Cat. So let's drop this out. All right, so Machine Cat's whole purpose is to send the card with the lowest cost to the grave and increase its own stuff. Okay, so we want some trap cards. We're almost certainly going to have to combine the Machine Cat with green. The same people that built that subreddit deck was going to give Vortex out of good options. Yes. Just as I was beginning to forget that challenge subreddit deck. Lovely. Yeah. Oh, man. I still wake up some mornings screaming. No, I cry. No, not Duel Master now. Why? Cocoon Trap, Bank of Mafia. Yep. That's one of the ones I'm considering. Yeah. You know, these notifications. Ambush Vine. Yes. Green Ninja, I could actually put in this deck. I mean, I might as well, since I'm going to be running a lot of traps. Mist, yes, I think the change to Mist has come out now, so I will definitely include Mist. So let's put the Machine Cat Merchant in there, and we will also drop Hikaru. And for the third... Yeah, Mist would be super duper... I've always loved Mist. Even before its buff, I've always loved Mist. But yeah, now that it's 3 cost at every level, it's so much better. So much better. So what will our third color be? We've got light and green, so really the best option would probably be blue. Although maybe not. I don't think we really need to defend too much against spells, do we? So we may not need to worry too much about that. Do we want punching power from the gold, or do we want AoEs from the dark? Let's go dark. Is there any darkness cards that we want to bring in from here? Probably not. Although, honestly, the synthesized zombie works out fairly well with the machine cat merchant. Lucarcra, yes, Mist was buffed. It now costs 3 resources at every level, rather than costing its ridiculous, like 4, 5, 6 resources, however much it went up to before. It was way too expensive as a trap card before. Now it's just way, way, way more viable. Do I want to bring in the synthesized zombie? Maybe. I mean, neither Hikaru nor the cat merchant really mind too much about their health being dropped. So let's try it. We'll bring in the synthesized zombie, and that way we've got a whole 3 cards from 3 different things. Ah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Ronnie. You're absolutely correct. Okay. Yeah, Mist is amazing now. It's really, really powerful now. Okay. Mist is terrible. You should never use it. No, but seriously, Mist is really, really good. Everybody should be using it. I'm just going to check this on. Does this have to be a friendly creature? No, it has to be a friendly creature. Okay, let's go into the green, and we'll put in some of these trap cards. All right. So, do we want some of these interesting ones? Because I do like Blood-Sipping Vine. It's fun. But I'm not sure. We'll put it. We'll go for more. We'll just go for the standard stuff for now. So the 2 little trap dudes, and I don't know if we want more traps or whether we want to just go straight up Hyena King now. Yeah, Grow Vine plus Growth Vine at level 3. Yeah, really, really powerful. If you're running Rookie Arena, then that would be a really solid combination. PvP is a little bit harder to pull off, but would still be really, really good if you managed to. My lucky cap. Yeah. All right. Let's go with... I don't think we need any more traps. She summons trap cards herself, so I think we can go with Command Hunting, because we do definitely need the removals. Yeah, I'll go with the normal one, not the -1 variant. Hunt would be good. Formation move cards, sorry, would be good, and Hunt. Formation move cards, I'm thinking about that, definitely. I think we mentioned that when we were going through them. Hikaru would definitely benefit from formation move. Yeah. So that's our 4 from green. I'd prefer having like a capture or something in there, but it's probably okay. It's probably all right. Oh, no, actually, we shouldn't be using dark, should we? What am I saying? Because this part of the machine cat merchant thing is it increases gold. Well, that's all right. We'll switch out the darkness for gold, and then that'll give us an opportunity to use Flame Emission. I mean, you don't need to make full advantage of the machine cat merchant. Even without the gold generation, it's still a very good ability. But I like to be as efficient as possible. Okay. So, for gold, we want Flame Emission. That's for certain. Now, does Paralyzing Bullet have to be an enemy creature? No, it does not. So let's take Paralyzing Bullet because it's a 1-cost targeted spell which we can actually throw at Hikaru because she'll just cancel it. So we'll drop that. No, it's not targeted, is it? No. And flame it will... What would work out best? Flame emission works out well. Shield throw. Yeah. I mean, you can make that work with the machine cat, sure. And I suppose Hikaru wouldn't mind giving up her 2 defense. Not that it's... Yeah, okay, we'll try shield throw. Why not? It's a fun card, and I like it. Now, shield throw... Yeah, it's target opponent creature, but why not? Might still be useful to help remove anything that we don't really want to deal with. I'm thinking of the magic sensing bomb +1, but it's not really necessary. Goblin bunker. No. Absolutely not. There's no point in doing that. We might as well just take the hero for that one. At the end of each turn, 4 damage random creature. After 3 turns, move to a thing. Don't really need that. We don't need any kind of damaging abilities because we've got Hikaru, who we can hopefully manipulate quite easily. This was also... no, not this one. A guided missile. The other variant of that was also buffed. We could put dismissal notice in. Probably not worthwhile, though, is it? Just notice we're running gold, and nature always makes me want to put in Tarka and Shurka. Taunt could be really interesting, actually. Taunt could be fascinating. Because if the enemy's field was empty, you could taunt and then cast a spell... Later, Lonnie. Taunt and then cast a spell on Hikaru, and she would immediately shut down... She would immediately transform into a log... the ultimate creature. Persona Rua, she only really shines when there's a lot of enemy creatures, and Hikaru's whole point is that she'll kill all the enemy creatures before they become a real threat. I'm gonna run Taunt. I'm gonna do it. It's way too funny not to. Alright, now we need Flame Emission. Yeah, it's quite worn. No, I actually don't have a choice in the test arena, do we? Just have to pick the one that's on the top. Okay, and then we need light. So we'll take one of the formation moves. We'll take surprise attack. I can put Seigi in there, it's no fun. Trump Nix. Yeah, that would be funny, but not particularly valuable to us. I'm going to have to make a deck with Trump card in it, and it's going to have Trump and Barrier. Alright, so formation move cards. We'll take one of each, even though that's not ideally. 13 copies. 13 copies of what? And we'll take a surprise attack for the removal. There we go. Let's go with the old one. Alright, let's give that one a try. That's a very weird deck, but it looks like a lot of fun. Dismissal notice truly is a Trump card. Yeah, I mean, they're not even apologetic about it. The artwork is Trump doing his, The Apprentice, you're fired kind of thing. Okay. I wish you were on Twitch. Yeah, the Kappa thing doesn't work in YouTube, unfortunately. Now, I think we'll just get it winning. We'll get the consecutive winning points, and that way there's no weirdness about being out resourced and out HP'd. This way, it's just a nice clean fight, as it would be normally. Whoop! Let me take that off now. It keeps it's going a bit weird. Just remind me to put the tinfoil hat back on if we decide that the Hikaru and Machine Cats are really awesome. Neliel. Indina Cora. Okay. All right. Let's just drop the hidden spider then. No, not the hidden spider. What am I saying? Drop the ambush vine. Adoy. Good. Fine. Doesn't really help. The elf will kill the ambush vine before the ambush vine kills the elf, but it's not really a big deal. I'm tempted to bring that guy out immediately. Kind of. Think your joke fell flat. Is that what you said? Yeah, that's what that is the idiom. Yes, to fall flat. Do I want to bring out this guy immediately? I kind of do, I think. His level 1 and level 2 ability are identical. He only gets better at level 3, and even then it's only by an extra point. So if he survives that long anyway. And at level 1, she's going to have difficulty removing him, especially with no nature and very little gold. So yeah, why not? Let's give it a try. Okay. Now, which one does he send? Send shield throw. That's fine. No big deal. I'm glad it's not paralyzing bullet anyway, because we need that for Hikaru. I don't think we need to worry about it. We'll charge, deal the damage, level up. And hopefully the level up resources will go straight into Hikaru. Okay, tossed out one of our formation traps. That's fine. No problems there. Might actually work out in our favor. If she drops a creature, which she won't, she'll just level up. But if she'd dropped a creature, then the machine cat could have dealt some significant damage to the elf. Oh. Ow. Cramp in my wrist now. Okay, so let's see. We can actually... Can bring Hikaru out in front of the elf. And then resurrect out of the grave. No, we'll do that next turn. We'll revive and then we'll cast the spell. Let's bring Hikaru out and we will use her to kill the elf. And then hopefully that'll just leave the Goblin Bomb Squad on the field. And yeah, we should be... yeah, that should be fine. Good. This is actually not bad, this machine cat. If you don't deal with him pretty quickly, he does ramp up. Okay, so she cancels the spell, transforms the thing into a log. Awesome. Formation move to east activates. So Hikaru gets out of damage range and the cat goes there out of Nata's damage range. Awesome. All right. We don't really want Nata hanging around though, so let's just remove him. What is my job, Lucarcry? I have a whole bunch of them. I travel around a lot, so I basically do whatever needs doing. And hopefully the YouTube is going to pull in a few pennies to help out, which would be nice. Well, the YouTube and the Twitch, actually, because I'm streaming to both today, aren't I? Yeah, that's fine. And then Hikaru's just going to kill the log, isn't she? So deals out damage and then activates her ability. Yeah, and kills the log. Okay. I really like Hikaru. And I'm actually quite enjoying this machine cat. He's going to be a priority target as soon as he gets put onto the field, but you can use that to your advantage. Had to be absent a bit. Very cool to see the move to light grave cards. Yes, Yanzo. Yeah, we're using it in order to help out Hikaru. And it's working fairly well, honestly. I mean, we win, basically, and very, very easily. We actually won this game faster than... we won this game faster than we did with the ultimate cards. So yeah, I actually do like those cards. I do really like Hikaru as well. You'd subscribe on Twitch if you could, Lucarcry. Why can't you? Is it not working? Is it a problem at my end, or lagging, or what? Let me know if it's a problem at my end, I'll fix it. Oh, yay, 20% discount. Huzzah! Nothing to spend it on. Okay, so yeah, Machine Cat and Hikaru both got potential. I think Hikaru probably more than the Machine Cat, but both definitely have their place. What the? Oh, right. Google thought I was talking to it. Okay. Yeah, we'll just get the consecutive winning points and exit. Okay, and now, because I've made you wait long enough, Galaxy, now we'll run the Vortex card. You're still here just lurking, Will. Don't lurk. Don't lurk. Be active, involved in chat. Come, dance with us. You don't have money. Oh, I see. Yes, I forgot that, for some reason I thought the subscribe was the same thing as follow. Well, I appreciate the thought anyway. Okay, so we got a 20% discount booster, that's fine. No big deal. Alright, so now we're going to run the Vortex. Huzzah! An ancient vampire you want to see, do you, Clap? Okay, well, because of the way that Vortex works, in that it, you need, yeah, I know it's not that good. We've been saying that since the start, but you keep voting for it. If you change your mind, let me know. Otherwise, I'll put it in. Ancient vampire, Clap, yeah, okay. I mean, we can combine the ancient vampire and the Vortex if Lost Galaxy still wants it. Let's start stripping these cards out. Thank you, Luke. Pointing out to everybody that the job of the Arcanauts is at least 50% driving Arcadian insane. Great. Alright, next up then. We'll put in the Ancient Vampire, because regardless of the Vortex, we'll run that one, because it's got a vote. That's a 4-star. Yeah. And let's see, I probably want to put in a Vampire Bat of my own, so... Vampire Bit. Okay. Yeah, in terms of activation mechanics, a little bit like a more simple Lusalka. Yeah. Which I've seen used. I mean, she got into the top 10, but tricky. Very tricky. You do need to build the entire deck around her. Okay, so let's put in the Vampire Bat. And I don't think we need any more than just one, do we? The end of the turn, drains summons a vampire bat. Every turn after consuming killed or transforms a friendly vampire bat into an ancient vampire. Yeah, we'll just use that. Might actually, you know what would be quite interesting is an Orperia Nevia ancient vampire deck. You lost to QLI's Lusalka deck, did you? Yeah, I mean it was a good deck. It had more losses than wins and still made it into the top 10. Nice dedication for you. But yeah, a lot of fun. Hey, Benasser, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome to the stream. You got in almost every top 10. Yeah, I noticed that. Guy knows his stuff and isn't afraid to do weird things, as demonstrated by the Lusalka deck, which is fantastic. It's nice to see people getting into the top 10 using weird things. Yeah, I think we might take this into a Orperia Nevia direction. That's how you spell Orperia, isn't it? Yes, there we go. Do I have a light Orperia -1? I do. Good. I have a lot of Orperias, actually. Too many. And Nevia. Good, okay, so I do have a Nevia light -1 as well. I don't have a dark Nevia -1, that's a shame. You'd love to have a Lusalka of your own. I think I have one. I haven't really used her yet. Probably should. Now then, do I want to keep this dual color or do I want to go triple? Yes, Vanessa, I know. I recognize the name. Nice to have you on the friends list. Nice to have you in the stream. Let's get rid of that. Now, how much attack value does this guy get? 4. So, yeah, we probably want to supplement this with some gold just so that we can get some heavy creatures out. We'll use... Yeah, we'll use a Goblin Gravekeeper as a 1-cost creature card just to help us boost up quickly. And so that we can summon as many vampire bats and ancient vampires as we can. Mana for that vortex. I'm not running the vortex unless I'm building the deck very, very specifically for it. It needs to have a 0 rarity, 1 rarity, 2 rarity, 3 rarity, 4 rarity, 5 rarity cards in it. This one doesn't. It has 0 and 4 so far. Missing a lot. Oh, thanks, Vanessa. I really appreciate it. And we want flame emission. That's faux show. You were away for half an hour, were you, Schweitzer? I will never forgive you for abandoning us. Okay, nice to have you in the stream, Ronnie. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, I mean, if you'd like to see more, if you'd like to see this become like a weekly thing, then yeah, stop by the subreddit and let me know. Which decks came? We've done 3 decks so far, Schweitzer. We've done the Ultimate Angelic Descent, Ultimate Flame Incarnate, and we did a deck that had the Machine Cat and the Ninja Hikaru in it. When I'm running Vortex, pick Barter as well to minimize the risks of missing on a Scathach. Yeah, that would be decent. Of course, we'd both summon Scathachs. Scathach fight. Calpesh, should I try your Legion of Hero account? I actually looked at Legion of Hero and I remember that I had played it before. I played it a while back. It was quite enjoyable, but it's basically just an MMO, but for mobile games, which is fine. But I don't really like MMOs. I find them to be way, way, way too grindy, and unfortunately, it wouldn't make for great streaming. I don't think people would be particularly interested in watching that. But yeah, thanks for sending me the details. It was interesting to look at it again. Or use Lusaka, you guess, is the share activation conditions. Yeah. Let's just go with a bomb squad, flame emission, and feathers of the phoenix. Come on. Oh, it's so slow now. Oops. Can I accept your friend request after the stream? Your IGN is vertsud. What, you mean in-game? Yeah, sure, just send it to me anytime. Always happy to accept new people into my friends list. I always remove anybody that hasn't been around in a few days. And if I don't recognize their name. Oops. But yeah, I mean, if anybody else wants me to accept their friend request, just let me know in chat. And then send it to me. Have I gone past flame emission? No, there it is. Too many cards. Alright. So we need 2 more darkness. So Drag to Hell, probably. Arrow of Revenge, probably. And then light, we can do Citizen +1 and Surprise Attack. Let's do it that way. Not show any test cards. Show darkness cards. That's not darkness. Mist. It's my big fingers. Look at them. You saw friends at last call online more than 70 days ago. Yeah, you should probably remove those. I don't think they're coming back. Arrow of Revenge and Drag to Hell. Where's my Drag to Hells? There they are. Good. And then some light. Come here. Keeping them for the personal shops. You got dust for less than 200,000 that way before it was nerfed. Yeah. It's tricksy of you. I still have an old account from that has no last online number because the person was last online before they implemented that count. Raw profit was 1.3 million. Canny investor, I can see. What did I say I was going to go for? Citizen Plus 1, wasn't it? I know I have a gold Citizen Plus 1, but do I have a light Citizen Plus 1? Hey, where's my gold Citizen Plus 1? Maybe I gave it away to somebody. That sucks. Never mind. That'll do. A bit of an Orperia vampire deck. So a resurrecting vampire deck, this one. This should be interesting. Let's see how it goes. And we're ranked 56. Alright. I was really bummed that they, I'm going to have to, hold on, I'm just going to cancel that. There we go. Good, okay, I was really quite bummed when they nerfed Ash and Dust. I really, really liked those cards. They were so good for Rookie Arena. I can see why they did it to a certain extent, but I think they went a little bit overboard. Now nobody uses them. It went from like everybody using them to nobody using them. Double Demon Parnok. I wonder which test card this guy's using. Could it be? That's how you bought your Bluesy Floozy and Doom Machine Saint. Yeah, well, both good purchases. Benasser, do you consider making a video for Tarka and Shurka? I got 2 of each, but I'm still not satisfied with it. Yeah, basically today's stream is kind of a test to gauge the waters of how interested people will be in seeing this on like a weekly basis. So, if you enjoy the stream today and you would like to see me stream every week, Mabinogi Duel, then like leave a comment in the description box when this video is put up on the archive list, or go into the subreddit. Basically, just let me know. And if people do want to see this on a weekly basis, then I will create fun, interesting, platinum level decks that can be run through the arena. And I'll actually run them through and people can watch that. And yes, one of those decks will be the Warlords, because I just adore the Warlords. You actually saw one of my Warlords decks if you were around at the very beginning of the stream. I was messing around with it before we started diving into all of this. Okay, let's use a citizen. Oh, I can't. Let's not use a citizen. It's a +1, so of course you can't use a citizen on the first turn. Never got Ash, be a Dust from the Closer collaboration. Was it Closer or C2? I think it was C2. I think it was the same collaboration as Skathak, because I think we got Skathak, Orisha, and Ash and Dust in that collaboration. That was my favorite collaboration. What am I doing? Yes, okay, so let's actually drop the Goblin Gravekeeper. That way if it gets removed, we get some darkness, which moves us up towards the Vampire, and if not, then it'll just deal some damage for us, which is always pleasant. This will get us up to leveling up before our opponents. Yeah, basically they're just ramping up, so we've got to finish this fast. What is it? The ultimate is a 13, 14, 15. Yeah, the Warlords deck was double Warlords, Mind Control, and some other shenanigans. Yeah, there was a Bluesy Floozy and a gold Magic Sensing Bomb +1 in there as well. It's a fun, tricksy deck. It's not really top 10 viable, but it does so much work at lower ends of the arena, and it's really good for AI play. Okay, we're going to throw out the vampire. We're going to throw out the golden bomb squad. Basically, just going to flood the field with creatures right now. We don't want to give this guy any opportunity to bring out that ultimate. No problem. Shame we couldn't get the vampire bat out, but it doesn't matter because we'll just drop Orperia now, and that'll bring the vampire dude right back out onto the field. So, no problems. Yeah, I forgot Bluesy. How could you forget Bluesy? The floozy. You want to see it? Okay, well, if you remind me just before the end of the stream, Vanessa, I'll show the Warlord deck again. Yeah, so it's an Apocalypse Zombie. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. It's not going to help him, but okie dokie. Still got a whole pile of soulstones, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fine. We'll just ignore it. And yeah, there's not really much point in doing anything else. We'll charge up. We'll get a little bit more darkness, which is nice. And then that'll put us into a decent position for other stuff. Forest fire, it's fine. The vampire is proving to be slightly problematic in that it's difficult, weirdly difficult, honestly, to bring out the vampire and the vampire bat at the same time. Apocalypse Zombie is the best card in the game. It's not a bad card, certainly. Fortunately, it's nowhere near as good as it used to be. Hey, vampire. Good, okay, and now we can bring out the vampire bat. Yeah, we'll put it there. And we'll block temporarily with that guy. Yeah, he was hard nerfed. You're testing an anti-gimmick deck, including a dark +1 special edition Drass. Nice. AZ is Apocalypse Zombie. It's only really good now, yeah. The Apocalypse Zombie works out phenomenally in certain decks, but wait. Was there an enemy in front? I wasn't paying attention. Chat, tell me, was there an enemy in front? Because he just drained health off something, apparently, and summoned a vampire bat, but I don't remember anything being in front of him. No. I am not paying enough attention. We win now anyway. Remember when AZ was... Yeah. You remember the video I made about that? Oh my goodness, I had so much fun. Oh man, that Apocalypse, that was ridiculous. I have no idea why they didn't realize that was going to happen. Okay, so Ancient Vampire's not bad. Again, chat, please tell me if there was somebody in front of that Ancient Vampire, because I didn't think there was, but it appears to have drained health off something. I mean, does it just drain health off anything on your opponent's side of the field? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, let me know. It's a decent card, actually. It's not too bad. Wait, I'll put this on. It's a decent card, the Ancient Vampire. Yeah. Probably need a better way of generating some darkness so that you can be guaranteed to getting it and the vampire bat out onto the field at the same time. But not bad. Not bad. Okay, go to the arena. I'll get the consecutive winning points. Don't want to bother with all of that. Bling bling. Will, you've been using a plus Drass in one of your PvP decks. It's nice to see it eat a flame emission or hunt +9 damage from an eagle. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing you can say about Drass is that the guy knows how to take a punch. Used to, dear me, used to be staple in Rookie Arena. Everybody would run Drass in Rookie Arena. There's no reason not to. Incredibly powerful card. But I don't know if it's still the case now. Clap, what ability is the Vampire? I will open that up for you just now. Let me check. There you go. Okay, so at the end of the turn, drains 2 hit points from the enemy in front, 2, 3, 4, depending on its level, and plus 2, 3, 4 hit points to itself. Summons a vampire bat every turn after consuming 4, 5, or 6 health. When it is killed or transformed, it transforms a friendly vampire bat into an ancient vampire. So you can't kill it or remove it, with any spell other than capture, without it summoning a clone of itself, which is great. But Arthur, how many times did everybody make it to platinum? Oh, I lost count. Many, many times, personally. Lukaku, you think it's his ability that drains its HP? Yeah, but he summoned another vampire bat. Don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yes. Okay, so we'll drop those off now. Galaxy, do you actually want to see Vortex, or can we skip that one? Still haven't done the bunny. I just want to do the bunny. Bunny. Yeah, unless you want the bragging rights, so you're absolutely desperate for the higher end rewards, which aren't that much better than gold. The best sort of time to reward investment is just getting up into gold in PvP. There's no reason to get into platinum. No compelling reason to get into platinum. Kenneth, you were on Twitch and realized you were the only one there. Yeah, I know. I provided the multi-stream for both because people had been saying, you know, in the YouTube that they preferred Twitch and so on and so forth. But it seems like everybody's just migrated across to YouTube for some reason. I guess because that's where the chat was at. I may try to figure out a way of allowing people in both places, Twitch or YouTube, to see the chat for both. Clab, yeah, the ability's not brilliant. It's interesting. It really is very, very interesting. If you can get it to activate, then there's a lot of potential there. But getting it to activate is a bit tricky. So we got Luke voting for Vortex, Kalpesh voting for Bunny. Anybody want to cast the deciding vote? Vortex or Bunny. Whoever says one or the other next, that's the one we'll do. And Luke, you're on the YouTube because you're watching the stream on your phone. Is it easier to watch the stream on your phone on YouTube? Because Twitch has an application for mobile phones as well. Ow. I punched myself with my own bottle. Vortex. Okay. I hate you, Bank of Mafia, by the way. I don't want to do Vortex. All right. Might be a bug, Galaxy. Yeah, it could be. I will have to look over that archive footage because I am pretty darn certain there was nothing in front of that vampire. Twitch is better as a British cone, and yet you are on YouTube, even though I am multi-streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. All right. Vortex, I promised, like an idiot. So Vortex it is. I'm moaning about it, but actually it's not a bad card. It's one of those cards where it's like, oh God, this is just not going to end well for me, I can tell. I don't have luck, is my thing. The only reason I'm any good at games like this is because my luck is appalling. So I have to do everything in my power to make sure that things turn out in my favor. Come on, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun for you, Bang of Mafia, watching me suffer. It's fine. It's an interesting card, and it does at least have strategy and tactics involved, in that you do need to match the rarity value of the creatures, which is pretty cool. Lukaku, does it need to have a creature in front to summon bats? No, but it needs to have drained a certain amount of HP in order to summon bats, and it, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't draining any HP because it didn't have a creature in front of it. Vortex and Lusalka. Ha 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 ha. No. No, we're going to keep this simple. So, we want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we're doing like a proper PvP thing. Just rewinded, Kenneth. There's nothing in front of the vampire and it's still summoned. When you rewound, tinfoil hat time. Whoop. The ancient vampire may actually be better than we think it is. When you rewound it, was the ancient vampire draining health from creatures that it was not in front of? Because that might be a thing. British Cone, you've moved across to Twitch. calling me a noob, even though you were the one who apparently didn't read the description box where I pointed out you could go to Twitch. Tinfoil har time. I kind of prefer the tinfoil hat time. Okay. We will start out then with light. Yes, we'll start out with light because I want to use share as one of the cards. So 4-star that only costs 1, which is great. And I think the other one will be green, probably. It wasn't, you rewound it as well, the car cry. So it wasn't draining. Is the ability just written down badly? Is it when it hasn't drained health is when it's lost a certain amount of health? Is that what the description means? Because that actually makes it more interesting. Because you can affect your own creature's hit point value with stuff like Death Cloud. Why not the +1? Cause I swiped on the wrong thing, but I'll fix that in a second. Summons a vampire. No, see, summons a vampire bat every turn after consuming 4 HP. But the ability seems to have activated when it lost 4 HP, not when it consumed it. Questions. Questions, DevCat, that need to be answered. Yeah. Machine Cat may actually become one of your favorite cards with stuff like Spray Blood. Yeah, I mean, Machine Cat looks pretty solid, honestly. The only reason I'm not completely sold on Machine Cat is for the same reason as I don't generally use Growth Vine, in that it does take a few turns in order to get it up and running, and in those few turns, your opponent has a lot of opportunities to shut it down. But if you can protect it and bring it out at the right time, yeah, I mean, that guy's going to steamroll like crazy. Kenneth, nothing was in front of the bat or the vampire. Vampire summoned the bat and lost all of its HP. That is weird. So its ability is not reacting in the way that it should be acting based on its description at all. It's doing something completely different. Huh. I'm going to assume that that's a bug. Yeah, I mean, you always have to wonder with DevCat whether or not the translation is at fault, but the translation seems pretty. Normally, when the translation is wrong, it's wrong because something's been misphrased or it's not quite right, you know. But you can see where they were going with it, you know. Somebody explains it to you, and you're like, oh, now that makes sense. But costing its own HP to summon a vampire bat, and we don't know what the activation condition was, doesn't make any sense based on that description. So I think that something's gone wrong with the. All right, tinfoil hat. I think that something's gone wrong with the description. I don't know why I'm wearing the hat, though. The Ancient Vampire thing, we don't know what the activation condition was. So it could be really good or it could be terrible. You like this? It's more jaunty. I think consuming means it loses 4 HP. But why would it suddenly have used up 4 HP and then summon the Vampire Bat? It hadn't done that at any other point. I mean, it might mean consumes 4 HP every turn in order to summon a Vampire Bat. Was it just that I'd never allowed it to, or the enemy had never allowed it to survive long enough to activate before? So it drains health from whoever's in front of it, and at the beginning of every turn, it will lose 4 hit points in order to summon a Vampire Bat. If so, then it's actually much more useful. Then it actually turns into actually a pretty good card, honestly. Because again, you can buff the health of your own creatures. So, yes, Kevin, so I'll have to just run it through some more battles and see how it goes. I'll experiment with that after the stream, probably. Okay, what were we doing? Yes, we're doing this Vortex. So I got to replace that share. I'm not using the +1 variant for some reason. Spray blood with succubus is fun. Yeah. It actually makes succubuses viable, which is great because when I first started playing the game, succubus was one of my favorite cards. for obvious reasons, but also because it was actually really good when it actually got underway, when it actually transformed. But so it needs to refill HP every time. Yeah. Does he mix with Dorian? Could do. Could do. It'd be an interesting combination. They battle for resources. Is the only problem. It's already difficult enough to bring out the ancient vampire along with the vampire bat. I'm not sure about combining those two, Dorian and. But yeah, could be interesting. Yeah. My brain's going possibilities, but no, we'll deal with that later. Okay, so we have a 4. We'll bring out Light Elf because he's a 0. He's a 0. Nobody likes him. And what else? What do we have for 1 stars in light? Nothing good in light for 1 star. I know that they buffed the siege tank, but it's a sideways promotion. It doesn't do anything now that it didn't do before. Kind of annoys me because I like the siege tank, but it's not more viable now. It's just different. We could bring out Persona Vela. She's a fun card. Tempted. Got to go, Calpesh. Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by the stream. Nice to have you. Good luck with the studies. And yeah, if you'd like to see the Mabinogi Duel stream become a weekly thing, let me know in YouTube or in subreddit. The Light Card Appraiser. Yes, did you see that? It's my secret joy. I'm kind of tempted to bring her out, honestly. She's fun, cheap cost, 2-star card. How about a 3-star card? Yeah, bring her out. Yes, why not? She sees so little gameplay as Vela, and she's not a bad card. Just not as good as she could be. Ooh, oh no, it's a bit expensive. Oh no, this is alright. Well, we could use the Light Card Appraiser, or we could use Lorna. Lorna's probably a better idea. All those mutants. Yeah, well, I have been playing since the game was, basically the week the game was released in Global. I was still in Japan then. God, a long time ago. Okay, so that's got with a 0, 2, 3, and 4. Let's switch across to green now, if that ever opens up. There we go. Why is there no spell cards? Beast skin. Not beast skin, beast kin. As in, kin means family, basically. So they're in the beast family. They are related to beasts. But yes, beast skin would actually be a cooler name. The -1 Lorna is a thing. Yeah, I mean, she's absolutely a thing. Yeah, not in this deck, though. Oh, yeah, because I was like, why is it only showing those cards? Let's see if there's a nice 1-star. Yeah, here's some 1-stars. Okay. Growthvine, it's a possibility. Angry Squirrel. Adam Skin. Yeah. Which Lorna is better? It depends. Yeah, it depends on the deck. And what you want to do with her. The minus Lornas are pretty defensive. Spray Blood with Bronte 2? Yeah, probably. Acid Monster. We could bring out the Acid Monster. That's a decent one. Alright, let's bring out the Acid Monster. I'll bring out that, and because it's a very, very cheap kind of deck, we'll bring out Command Hunting as well. And while I'm thinking about it, Cocoon of Evolution. Oh yeah, we're going to do Barter, won't we? But actually, we'll go with Cocoon of Evolution instead, and that way, if they do get a Scathach or something, we can just Cocoon it. I kind of want another green creature. It's in the Lusalka deck, using a -1 Laura to abuse Lusalka's ability. Yeah, I mean, it works out fine. I mean, the thing is, you use a -1 Lorna because she's technically cheaper, but My opinion on the matter is that I am willing to pay the extra 1 resource to A, be able to summon Lorna at level 1, which you can't do if she's a -1 card, and B, to output more damage than you otherwise would be doing. A -1 Lorna can only get 7 attack value, but a normal Lorna can get 9. And I've always said that the most valuable resource to manage in the entire game is HP, both yours and your enemies. If you can do that, you win the game, and if you can't, you don't. So -1 Lorna is good, but she's very, very defensive, and I'm more of an offensive player. But definitely works as well. Let's go with Eagle. I do like myself a little Eagle. And then mana. We'll bring out an Imp, Magic Missile, and possibly a counterspell. Possibly. Okay. I wish Mana Thief was better. I really like his art. He's just not that good on fun. You could also bring out a penguin. Ah, this is adorable. Actually, no, what we'll do is the other one we'll do is Book of Knowledge. That gets us up to level 2 faster. What did I say? Imp? Let's go with Forest Keeper Imp. They're identical to normal imps, but it's slightly more adorable. You're terrible at PvP, are you, Lukaku? I assume that's just because you're not that interested in it. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, you only really need to get to gold in PvP, and I like the fact that even if you fail, you can still get into gold, because it still gives you points. It makes it a lot more friendly for new players and players that don't really enjoy PvP, but would quite like the extra gems and things. It was a very friendly adjustment. Okay, oh wow, Vela's our showcase card, is she? Alrighty. Let's run this. To be honest, I've already... Oh, yes, Vortex, isn't it? I've already forgotten what test card it is that we're doing. Vortex, which is a less complicated Lusalka, but has the chance of going horribly wrong. Who is that? I wasn't paying attention. Blue Zeb, using Seeker Nerva. Level 6 deck. Oh, Will, I just noticed that you're back. How did the Jurgen thing go? Play the guy in the middle. Yeah, but Nasser, I don't think it's a question of Luke not being good at PvP. I think he's literally just doesn't have any particular interest in doing all the practice required, which is fair enough, honestly. It's a lot of work. Oh, wow. We're going up against a Warlord deck. Yes. The AI does not know how to play Warlords, but it's always awesome to see somebody using them. Oh, does it indeed? Okay, Vanessa. Well, I will try not to say this guy's name too often then. Now then, what is that? That's a... I mean, she's a 5-star, so we can't really do that. Let's experiment. Let's try this, though. Let's actually give this a go. We are going to drop our elf. I'm playing dumb, fair enough. And we will cast the Vortex. Come on, Skathach. Oh dear. Oh, good lord. Okay, well, neither one of us worked. Neither one of us got a good one there. Oh man, and because it counts as a summoning sickness thing. Yeah, oh Jesus. Alright. When your opponent's spell targets Karam. Yeah, okay, so it was a completely pointless card. Wah, wah. Were the CLO cards available for everyone when they came out? Yes. All collaboration cards were available for everybody except for TBT. You're new to the game and the channel, Nikki. Well, welcome to both. Hope you have fun. And I think we will remove Tarka. I'm so sorry about this. I love you, Warlords, but you're dead now. Did play MABINOGI for the longest time, still do though. Well, then you should actually understand a little bit more of the lore behind some of these cards than most players do. They're not all based on the MABINOGI game, but a lot of them are. Okay, so Vortex, we tried, and it's terrible. It's so incredibly random. Let's put share down and pressure a reaction. Oh, Ice Spear. Okay, well, that's a hell of a reaction. Just kills everybody. Wah, wah. Fine. Down goes the Acid Monster just to completely cripple that elf. Boy, howdy does it. And let's revive from the grave and drop the imp in the middle. Yeah. Talking about luck. Yeah. Is this Rookie Arena? No, this is the card test arena. We're looking at all of the new cards that were released today. The Forest of the Dead Plus cards. They're not available publicly at the moment, but if you're VIP rank 5 or higher, you can go into a special secret card test arena in order to give them a go. And that's what we're doing now. We've already done the Ultimate Angel Descent, Ultimate Flame Incarnate, the Machine Cat, the Ninja Hikaru, and we're doing Vortex now. Oh, and the Ancient Vampire. What am I doing? I am doing this. He's just blocking me all over the place. Come on! Don't want to mess around here. How much more do we need for Vela? Whoops, you're not Vela. Go away, Lorna. We just need one more. Okay, well, let's drop Lorna in because she doesn't increase grave cost anyway. And we'll toss Vela out onto the field. Anan, if you're VIP 4, no. Unfortunately, you need to be 5 or higher. VIP 4, you're 1 off. So close, so close. You had no idea there existed rules such as Wiki or subreddit and took you a long time to get to a decent level in the game. Luke, yeah, I can see how that would, that would cause you problems. But on the plus side, you can say to yourself that, hey, you didn't need anybody else's help to get where you are. You managed to, get all of this stuff done by yourself. Oh, I brought out Shurka. Okay. We will weaken him so that Vela can punch through. And next we do the Warlords. Well, they're not card tests. But yeah, if anybody can think of any cards that would actually complement the Warlords, let me know. How can you get to VIP 5? VIP 5, unfortunately, is only... And Tark is back out again. You can only increase that by buying gems. Now, I'm like VIP rank 18 or something ridiculous because I've been around since the beginning and they gave me a few free VIP ranks for being around for so long. But now I think the only way to do it is by buying gems. If you are going to buy gems and you want to buy a membership pack, go for membership pack B, not A and not C. Only B is the is actually the best value. Thank you for subbing, Nikki. And your name appears on the screen in all its shining glory. You are now forever enthroned in the Arcadians videos. How fancy do you feel? I feel pretty fancy. It took him 6 months to get first 5-star. Yeah, it was Prowse. That was not a good 5-star when it first came out, but it's really coming into its own now. Luke, you can level up without buying gems. Actually, thinking about it, now that you can get a free VIP rank by doing 3, I think it is, mastery rank duels. So if you can get your PvP rank up to allow you into the mastery arena, just do 3 fights, win or lose, and you will get up to VIP rank 5. And then you can get into the card test arena. Look, Arcry, purchasing boosters also levels you up, does it? Fair enough. I assume that's going to cost a lot, but yeah, that's another way of doing it. But seriously, get up to the PvP rank thing, get 3 mastery rank duels done, and you'll get your VIP rank 5. You're not used to streams, so it's a good mix between awkward and exciting. Well, that is what the Arcadians channel promises you. Equal mix of excitement and just really awkward moments. For example, this is my hat to stop DevCat reading my mind and nerfing every card I think is awesome. Gaze upon it. Drink it in. You're level 6, never invested anything into the game besides time and will. Yeah, but if you were around for 10 months, they might have given you some free ranks because you were around for so long. I don't know. Not arguing with you, Lukaku, just a possibility. Let's put down share and command hunting. Bye-bye. Your first 5-star card was Nicaragua, Will. You missed out the E, but yes, close enough. Sadly, you were new in your first month, but... Oh, Scamcat. Scamcat took advantage of you. Wow. Oh, well, when the cursed frog is about to win this game for us. Outstanding. Good job, Froggy. Was Scamcat, yes. Ribbit. Good, okay, so Vortex card we've now just tested, and I really don't like it. I really, really don't. It's so random. And in a game when you only have 12 cards and every other part of the mechanics is designed around not being random, I have no idea why you'd want to choose a card that is just so incredibly... Could give you Skathak, could you give you Karam's henchman? Your Fister 5 stars was Jurgen, was it? Yeah, I can see that. Frog finish. Yosh. Frog-sama, gambatte kudasai. Go to arena page. And yes, I apologize, by the way, Pegasus, for my accent. Nihongo wo amare hanasemasen. Get the exit and get which one. What was my first mutant? I do not remember. Something terrible, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's probably like... I don't even know. It's probably like a gold imp or... I think it was like a dark imp or something ridiculous. I'm not sure. Terrible anyway. Okay, and I think the other requested card was Moon Bunny. One of the cards I'm going completely squealy over. Moon Bunny. This little guy gives immortal potion to all friendly creatures. Jurgen, yeah. 5 stars. Is your favorite card in Mabinogi Duel? Yeah, his artwork is good. Yeah, it's a shame he's so cheap. Best one was Dark Betrayal. Oh my goodness. I remember back when Dark Betrayal was like the card. You know, you got people spending like $50 to get a hold of it. You have one mutant to one of the bad Oz ones. Yeah, can't remember. 100% downloading additional content. Yeah. Well, if you get into the game and find out what that mutant card is, let us know. Maybe there's a secret use for it. Because there's some mutant cards that look terrible but are actually pretty good. Mana Lizardman Defender +1, for example, is a card that almost nobody uses, but it's really good. Ballista Attack +1. Oof, yeah. Ouch, Luke. That's rough. That's rough. Ouch. Bunny, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do the bunny. We're gonna do the bunny. Okay, so we need to make sure that the cards that we have, the creature cards we have in our hand. Zombie. Are you requesting the zombie clap, or are you saying that was the first mutant you ever got? Second one was Goblin Chieftain +1. Yikes, that is a good one. Zombie, please. Okay. Which one? The synthesized zombie or the zombie synthesis spell? Both are different. And there is no card in here without an effect. So none of these cards will really synergize too well with the bunny. Bunny. I'm trying to think how many darkness cards don't have an ability. The first one, the synthesized zombie. Okay. All right, it doesn't really synergize with White Moon Bunny, but I can see kind of working. We'll throw it in anyway. Okay, so we're going to use the bunny. I'm going to use a synthesized zombie. Why not? And then I'll use both of those. The first card, yeah, the synthesized zombie. I'm assuming you mean, yeah, synthesized zombie. Missed special edition only. Go away. Already forgot what bunny does. Luke, the bunny is like the best FODP card. Come on, people. Here's the bunny's description. Basically, whenever he's summoned, he will give every creature, every friendly creature, Immortal Potion. Provided that friendly creature has no special abilities. And Immortal Potion means that for 3 turns, your friendly creatures cannot die by taking damage. It turns every creature into Scathach, minus the, turning whatever's in front of it into the dead. But it means none of them will die from damage. If you want to kill them, you have to use a non-damage based removal spell like Transformation or a Drag to Hell or something like that. Really limited number of options, especially if you manage to get 4 people out onto the field and then just throw down the Moon Bunny. So good. So good. So good. Don't tell DevCat how good it is. Seriously, guys. If any of you tell DevCat how good this is and my bunny gets nerfed, I will smack my head around, is what I'll do. The level up VIP arenas have Master Duel Arena. Anan, yes. Master Duel Arena. So you need to be PvP rank 1 first, and then you gain access to the Master Duel Arena, and then you just do 3 fights, I think it is, in the Master Duel Arena. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, and you'll get a special seal, and that seal will give you an extra VIP point. Bunny gonna break the game. I am gonna have to put Monty Python the Holy Grail on. It is the rabbit. What am I doing? Your PvP 4th. Well, a few more fights. It's not that difficult to get up into the 1st rank. It doesn't take that many fights. Just do your best. The card test arena is going to be around for a while. I think it's going to be around for a week. So you have time. Bunny's going to get nerfed because cats eat bunnies. Good point. Especially when you got a new boss or something. Okay, so we need a bunch of creatures that do not have abilities. And we need to go green because I want Animal Instinct? Is it? Something Instinct. Luke told me earlier and I've already forgotten. Instinct. No, it's not. Dang it, what's it called? Luke, what's it called? I forget. Maybe I don't have it. That would be weird. Anyway, we'll look through it. So fox or elf. But I would prefer to get some larger creatures. Survival instinct. Maybe I don't have it then. That would be weird. Do I not have survival instinct? I must have given it away to a newbie. Oops. I give away too many cards apparently. I really should keep instinct. I really should keep more copies for myself. Yeah, I don't have a survival instinct. Wow, that sucks. Oh well. Zombie container. No. You just said in chat 2 minutes. I don't listen to you. Bunny and Octotherium. Yes, I am definitely going to use Octotherium. That's one of the best cards to use with survival instinct and stuff like that. What does the zombie do? Bank of Mafia. The zombie decreases... Here we go. The zombie decreases the HP of all creatures by 2, 3, or 4... 4 bleh. And then the sum of HP decreased through this effect becomes the creature's HP. So it's basically kind of a combination Shadow Vampire and Nightmare, which is pretty good. You don't need to keep your cards, says the noob. Yeah, sure. Okay, Nikki, I know where this is going. If you see any cards in my binder that you would like, just let me know. You have to get to PvP 5th. No, you need to get to PvP 1. You'll start at PvP 10, and the more fights you do, the higher up you get. So you start at PvP 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and at PvP 1, then you can do the Mastery rank arena duels. Let's get Octotherium in there before I forget about him. Apart from anything else, he's got Arc right there in the name. Octotherium. Booyah. I mean, it's unlikely I'm going to be able to summon him before the bunny comes out, but hey. Alright. What other green cards can we get? Elf is fine, but... In fact, I mean, we're going to have to go with Elf, aren't we, if we're going to be doing a triple color deck. So we'll go with Elf for the beginning, and then we'll move up into the higher areas. Leopard Cat? No, I don't think so. Remember when Zombie Combiner was good? Yeah, I remember when Zombie Combiner. I remember when Zombie Combiner and Karam were good. Oh boy, that was a bad week. Everybody just using those. Do I want growth? Probably not, no. Giant Snake and Giant Worm. Both of those are good. We'll go with the Giant Snake because it's got more... I think it's more attack focused. Let's see. Maximum attack is 10. Giant Snake, I think... Giant Worm, rather, is more defense. Yeah. So we'll put the Giant Snake in there. And I think we're going to need to go back and get the other thing. Yeah. You did not, Benasser. I said it first. It's just a delay. You may very well have said it first. Okay, we can't really be guaranteed of being able to get creatures into the middle, so we'll go with Hunt this time. You don't like Karam? Well, yeah, I mean, Karam, I don't think anybody has ever liked Karam. Back when he was overpowered, nobody liked him because he was overpowered, and now that he's been nerfed into complete oblivion, absolutely nobody's going to use him. It really is weird how much they nerfed him. We could use a skeleton +1. That's decent. Yeah, that's decent. 10 attack value. We'll go with that. And vampires... No, well, we can't go with vampires, can we? They have an effect. Yeah, Zombie Combiner. Zombie Combiner was good. Yeah, it is a shame. I did enjoy Zombie Combiner. I didn't think it was overpowered, but again, DevCat's really quick with the nerf hammer. How long does this game need to download updates for? It shouldn't be that long. Honestly, you may need to restart your computer, Nikki. Lizardman Defender. I prefer Lizardman Axeman. Darkness may not be great here. The Dark Elf Hero is okay. The Lizardman Knight is okay. None of these guys are really reaching the... Oops. Really reaching the attack values I'm looking for. 7's alright. Well, I don't know if all the good cards that everyone can have this, but limited cards like Arisha is still strong. Yeah, I don't know, Bank of Mafia. I really don't know. They I've said it before and I'll say it again. The really, really powerful cards like Skathach and Jurgen and Beastkin Mino and all the rest of them, these ones don't get nerfed. The really, really powerful cards don't get nerfed. It's only the cards that are kind of like in the middle that get nerfed. You know, it's the Shadow Vampire, which was powerful but not that powerful, that gets nerfed. The Zombie, powerful but not that powerful, but it got nerfed. I don't know why they nerf the mid-range powerful cards, but the insanely powerful ones they just leave alone. It has a PC app. Nikki, it only has a PC app for Korean players, unfortunately. Nobody else has the PC app yet. You can play it on an emulator, though. Most of them are really slow because it's not well optimized for emulators, but somebody on the subreddit found a really good emulator configuration that worked for them. So if you're interested in that, you can stop by the subreddit and ask. I'm sure they'll be happy to help. Will, yeah, Shadow Vampire got nerfed. It now doesn't drain anywhere near as much HP. It used to be that it would drain 7, 8, 9, I think, HP. Now it drains 4, 5, 6. So, something like that anyway. It's terrible now anyways. It's no good. Yeah, these are all getting a bit expensive anyway. What have we got? Those 3 are all right. We'll go for a Drag to Hell for removal. Because the mid-range powerful cards make it to top 10s because they manage to counter overpower cards when played properly. Yeah, but I mean, they should, right? I mean, properly played cards, skillfully played cards should overpower the hyper-overpowered gimmicky cards. But then they get nerfed, so they no longer do that. So only the hyper-powered gimmicky cards are the ones that are like guaranteed wins. It's weird, as I say. I mean, they must have a reason for it. I just don't know what it is, and I just wish they would leave these mid-range cards alone. But, yeah. All right, and we'll put a Drag to Hell in there. Okie dokie. So we're looking pretty good here. Pretty good. Got a couple of removals, got a lot of creatures, got a lot of options. Hey, sexy Arcade. Hey, a sexy Deadpool. And we need light now. What are we doing? We are... Lorna. No, she has an ability. Damn it, it does count as an ability. Okay. Okay. Fighter. One of the things I really like about the bunny is that it actually makes Fighter, if not viable, at least has him serve some purpose. You're level 10, apparently, Nikki. Is that PvP rank 10, or is that level 10, or is that VIP 10? There's a lot of levels in this game. What else would be nice to have? Surprise attack, of course. I like that one. I like the newer one a bit more. It's cleaner. I'm just noticing that the light cards have a lot of really, sort of effect-based stuff. We can use a light dwarf +1. That's decent attack value. And one more card. Like above your picture level. Yeah, I think that's your personal level. I'm not sure. I can't actually see right now. Where are we? Well, the Steel Soldier. That could be interesting. Yeah, all right. Let's try the Steel Soldier. Okay, so this is a really... Oh, we can't use it. Dang it. Oh, yeah, because of the Moon Bunny. Doi. This is a really, really creature-heavy deck. But we'll try it. We'll see how it goes. Okay. All right, and that's approaching... Actually, that's approaching 3 hours. Wow, this has lasted significantly longer than I thought. So we'll do this fight. We'll see how the Moon Bunny... I love my Moon Bunny. We'll see how the Moon Bunny and the zombie works. And then I think we'll stop it there. And Benasser, I am remembering, I will show you my Warlord deck before the stream finishes. And on your PvP 4th Dan, so you have to lose. No, you don't have to lose to get to PvP 1st Dan. You win. It's confusing. You start at 10. 10 is the worst. And then PvP rank 1 is the best. So you're trying to go up. So you need to win in order to get up to PvP rank 1. All right, the Arctotherium deck. I always wanted to use Arctotherium. He was only ever useful with Animal Instinct, Survival Instinct, and the Effort and Talent. But now we have the bunny. Is there any tips on which booster to buy, or is that just like whatever you want sort of deal? Yeah, there is a rule for the boosters, if you want to be efficient. If you are a beginner player, I was not paying attention. Shadow Vampire deck. Oh, buddy, you did not get the memo. That was nerfed. What was I saying? Yes, if you're a completely new player and your album is quite empty, then go for the super boosters. The super boosters give you the widest variety of cards, and you're guaranteed to get something that you want at the very beginning, and then. And you might even get like mutants and things like that, so it's very, very good. Once your binder is full enough that you can make like 2 or 3 decks quite comfortably, then start hoarding your gems. Save them for big collaboration packs, which we haven't had in months, but you never know, one might come out anytime now, hopefully. Save them for collaboration packs, or save them for mutant packs. The mutant packs are on a 4-hour rotation, which lasts for 24 hours. So it'll go, there's basically a rotation which lasts for 4 hours, or 2 hours. 2 or 4? I can't remember now. But it goes A rotation, B rotation, C rotation, D rotation, and then it cycles again, and it just does that for 24 hours. So if the mutant is not good in that particular time, check during the next, check again an hour from then, and so on and so forth. And when you find a mutant that you really like, put gems into that. Apart from that, don't spend gems on anything. Don't spend gems, for example, on the SIH thing. It's very bad value. It's 50 gems, which is ridiculously high. You've got 1 chance in 20 of pulling the SIH card, which is a 5% pull chance, and it's not even a good card. So most of the time, save your gems and use them to seal cards you buy from other players. I will remember to accept your friend request. Just send it. And yeah, Nikki, the other thing is, as Will is saying, be careful around the cat merchant if he pops up and offers you to trade. Be really careful. He's called Scam Cat for a good reason. Okay, so let's make a start. We will open with the elf. And let's see. So the guy's at level 5, so he's going to start out with more resources and more health than us. So it goes, not a big deal. We'll kill that skeleton before it kills us. We'll just we'll just rise up. You did. Will, are you talking about sending me a friend request like in-game or through like Facebook or something? Because I haven't received a friend request. Nothing's popped up. Yeah, as MABINOGI dual player, yeah. Scam Cat, no. Just immediately, as soon as he pops up saying, hi, would you like to? Just say, no, absolutely not. I don't even, just, And then later on, you can start saying, okay, yeah, now I think it's a good value. Do I want it? Yeah, let's play this guy. SIH is a hell of a... Yeah, I don't know. They've been devaluing the worth of gems a lot over the past few months. They're... he just concluded his own guy. Well, that's nice. Makes it easier for me. Gems are now worth less than they used to be because they keep hiking the prices up. Christophorus, more good to spend gems for mutant cards. Yeah, I agree. Once you've gotten, if you're a completely new player, go for the super booster pack until you have a decent number of cards. But then, yeah, focus entirely on the mutant packs. MABINOGI Duel, well, I haven't received it. Are you sure you sent it to the right guy? I mean, it's the Arcadian, all one word. Make sure it's Arcadean. I see a lot of people spelling it with an I. You've played the game since it was released. You just skipped G4P and WMB and so many new things now. Yeah, it's a shame that you skipped G4P and WMB. There's some good cards in there, but you can pick them up now. G7 incoming. Yeah, once we get the Forest of the Dead Plus released. Yeah, G7 is going to come in a big way, which is going to be awesome. How many more resources? We don't need that many. We don't need that many. Let's play... Now this is going to be interesting. I'm going to play Synthesize Zombie. And I'm going to see how many HP it steals off that cocoon. Okay, so it tries to steal 2, and then if it doesn't... It was sent to the Arcadian. Well, I should have... Oh, there. Now it's just popped in. Okay, that's fine. You got 20 pages of cards, so you guess you're going to hoard. Yeah, 20 pages of cards is good. Basically, it's not so much the number of pages that you have, it's how many decks you can put together. If you can put together 2 or 3 decks, then you're great. You're gravy, no problems. Then start hoarding gems for the mutant boosters. Whoa. I was actually looking over on the old ones. Thing. You sent one too. Did you send one to me, Nikki? I mean, if you did, we'll accept it once this is over and done with. Okay, now would seem like a fun time to bring out the bunny. So, let's play the skeleton. And let's play the bunny. So this should make, if this is correct, if this ability works the way that we think it's going to, it should make the snake and the skeleton immune to damage for the next 3 turns. They really took time to release official... Yeah, I mean, they really have. They've really dragged their heels over it. Apparently, it was because they were designing some new part of the game, some new system, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Okay, boom. Now... That's interesting. So this has the immortal potion, but my skeleton doesn't? My skeleton does not have an immortal potion. I think there's a bug. I think it doesn't apply to anything that is a plus or minus 1. I hope that's a bug. I hope they're going to patch that, because that makes it less good. Yeah, so this is not going to work out the way I'd hoped that it was going to work out because of that. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Maybe because it's a mutant, maybe because it's a +1, but that's not what the bunny says. The bunny says it's all creatures without special abilities, and my skeleton does not have a special ability. It should work. Dang. Alright, well, how much longer is that? Depleted on next turn, so it's fine. Oh god, well, yeah, Deadpool, I am so glad that they are not just keeping on releasing EXT cards. I do not like the EXT season cards. I think that was a really, really bad idea. Yeah, it kind of messed me up a little bit, that did. Wah, wah. Okay. Yeah, okay. That's a shame. If the skeleton had boosted in the way that it was supposed to, we'd be fine. But it didn't. So we're not. We'll block with this guy then. I mean, this rate, there's a reasonable chance that we're going to lose this, actually. Disappointing. Still, at least Ninja Hikaru worked out exactly as we thought she would. And I've always liked the ninja teams. And the pre-release boosters were bad for me. Yeah, the pre-release boosters can be can be rough. Yes. Well, there's questionable wording, and then there's just, no, you ruined my bunny. But yeah. I don't think DevCaz managed to release a single season, or even like a portion of a season, without one of their cards being wildly mistranslated. Actually, if we just throw this out, then we should clear the field now. Bing, bang, boom, wallop. Good. All right, well, that worked out really well. Arrow of Revenge. Revenge for my fallen comrades. Ouch, lizard. The bunny's surviving, though. Gotta love the bunny. I have to say, though, out of all of the cards I've played so far, my 2 favorites are actually Machine Cat and the Ninja Hikaru. Do I play Pokemon Go, King Savage? Yes, I do, actually. Not as much as I would like, because the satellite coverage here is terrible. I'm in Scotland, in a valley, surrounded by a forest. The satellites aren't entirely sure that I exist. Finally got a good internet connection, though, a couple of months back, though, so that was really nice. Okay, so we did win, which is good because that would have been embarrassing otherwise. But yeah, the bunny, unless they change the bunny to actually work on mutant slash, plus one, plus one, minus one cards, the bunny's actually not going to be as useful as I thought, which is a shame because I really, really want that bunny to be good. Oh, good lord. Google thinks I'm talking to it again. Sounds like a good place to live except for the internet connection. Actually, our internet connection now is really good. We got some local guy actually set us up with a like an antenna wireless feed. I have no idea how he did it. I mean, this guy's a genius. He's been all over the place. He installed internet connections like all over the world, including Asia. So we actually have a really good internet connection now. I've got like a standard 1 megabyte download, and that's actual 1 megabyte download, not what they promise and then give you 10% of it. So I'm happy with the internet connection. Just don't like the satellite connection. Can't walk outside and play games on my phone. Make telephone calls and all the rest of it, but I don't get any data. So if I want to play Pokemon Go, I've got to go into town. Is this veteran arena? No, this is the special card test arena. We're running, yes, Vanessa Warlords now. We're running through the new cards that were released today. The Forest of the Dead Plus or Premium cards. If you're VIP rank 5 or higher, you can go into the lab and go into a secret special card test arena and give them a go. Yanzo, you're very welcome. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Yes. So, one more time, very, very quickly. I'll just pop open these. Well, if you want to see more streams, I'm very happy to do them, Yanzo. Just like leave a comment somewhere, and we'll see what everybody else feels about it. So here are the special test cards. Now, once again, I'll go through them, but be aware that these are in testing at the moment. So they may change at any moment, especially because I haven't been wearing my tinfoil hat for most of the time, so DevCat's been able to read my mind, find out what's good, and nerf it. They are already working on it, I'm sure. Okay, so here's the cards very, very quickly. We've got the Grovine, which looks pretty interesting, coupled with Growthvine, which is pretty cool. Wind Clockwork, which is ridiculously broken and absolutely needs to be fixed, because otherwise everybody's just going to be running this next to the Ultimate Grim Reaper. Then we've got Open. Darn you. Oh, it won't open because it's in my deck. Right, okay. Weird. Then we got a Synthesized Zombie, which is kind of a combination of Shadow Vampire and Nightmare. I'm not really too sure about it myself, since its attack value will only go up to 4, but could be interesting. Then we have Trump, which is... could be interesting, honestly. Could be an interesting card. I can't think of any like OP tactics off the top of my head, but ideas percolating in the background. Banasser, I'm not going to forget about the Warlords, I promise. I promise. Once we've gone through this, I'm going to show you that Warlord deck. Absolutely. Don't worry. Next up is Mean Mage Lily, which is just a shame that she's not that good, unfortunately, because I really like the art and I really like the idea of making alpacas appear. But since her ability only works every 2 turns, even at level 3, she's not viable. You'd be much better off running Xena. No reason to run Mage Lily. Draw Magic Circle, I absolutely have no idea what this is for. It's bizarre. If destroyed by an opponent's spell, reduces the cost of the spell with the highest cost by 1 from your hand. But why would they ever cast a spell on it? It's got 4 effective hit points. The 2 new Ultimates descriptions is weird too. They're a little bit weird. We did actually run both of the Ultimates at the beginning of the stream. And they work out more or less how you would expect them to. Neither one of them really is a contender to push Wave of Life or Gate of Hell off its throne, but they're fun alternatives, I suppose. Machine Cat Merchant, which is actually really good. If you can protect this guy, he will absolutely snowball. He's basically like a light version of Growthvine, but one that also generates gold for you. Pretty interesting card. Magic Circle, once more, okay. Where's it? No, that's Vortex. Whoops. So that's a magic circle, summons a faint magic circle in front of all enemies, and the magic circle itself is, if destroyed by an opponent's spell, reduces the cost of the spell with the highest cost by 1 from your hand. So, I don't know. I literally don't get it, because it has to be your opponent's spell. It can't even be yours. There's no tricks there either. So I absolutely don't understand that at all. I mean, you could use it as a defensive thing to stop somebody from landing the finishing blow on you, but it's a really weird card to do that. You might as well use Trap in the Castle. I don't know. Then there's Ancient Vampire, whose ability is not, surprise, surprise, what it says on the card. What it actually seems to be right now is that at the beginning of your turn, Ancient Vampire will spend 4 hit points in order to summon a vampire bat. Not when it has consumed 4 hit points. So, provided it has 4, 5, or 6 or more hit points at the beginning of its turn, it will drain those hit points out and summon a vampire bat. So it's actually better than this ability says, but completely threw me off when we ran it earlier. Then we have Watcher of the Forest Genie, which is going to be an amazing card, I think, for rookie and veteran, but trickier to use in PvP. Very, very interesting, though. And I really hope it is viable, because I really like the art. It's very cool. And then we have the Bunny, which was one of the cards I was fangirling over, but just, if it doesn't affect mutants, it's not really workable. And then we have Devil's Clock, which is, pretty interesting. Destroyed after 9, 6, or 3 turns. At the end of a turn, destroys all creatures and heroes with the same HP as the number of turns left, starting from the opponent's side. And it has enough hit points, effective hit points, to survive a lot of punishment, basically. It'll withstand most removal spells. So if you can manipulate your opponent's health with, Arrow of Revenge and whatnot, could be an immediate kill, but tricky. Still, definitely one to use if you're going for a fun deck. Interesting in releasing low-cost cards, things better in trades against spells in early game. Yeah, you're quite right. And the artwork is dope for FODP. It really is. There's some really, really nice artwork in this release. Zombie Synthesis, which I don't really get. Discard 1, 2, and 3 creatures with the lowest cost in your hand, and then summons a synthesized zombie for each creature that was discarded with the same hit points as the discarded card. Which, I mean, I suppose, but the synthesized zombie, even at level 3, only has 4 attack values, so I'm not really sure why you would bother. At 6 resources, it's a cheap way of getting 3 creatures out onto the field. And it might be an interesting combo with Werner, now that his ability requires zombies, but it's still a bit weird, especially since the 3 synthesized zombies. The first one will summon and will drain health from everyone, and that's fine. The second one will be summoned, will drain health from the first synthesized zombie, and then the third one will be summoned and will drain health from both the previous 2 synthesized zombies. So the first zombie's really getting in the shorts. He might actually have less hit points at the end of the entire summon string than it had when it was initially summoned. So he kills the opponent hero if he has the same HP as the turns left. Yes. So if the opponent hero has 3 HP, let's say, and the Devil's Clock has 3 turns left at the beginning of its turn, it will immediately kill the opponent hero. It'll also kill you if you happen to have 3 HP. Alright, so next up, Fallen Alchemist, which is the kind of the twisted version of the Gold Hand Alchemist, which is interesting. Has 1 energy at the beginning of a turn, absorbs 2 attack from another creature, and increases its own attack and energy by the absorbed amount. If the opponent's battlefield is empty at the end of the turn, use 1 energy and gain 1 gold. Is kind of like a slightly sideways, kind of like a diagonal upgrade from Pirate Red Eye. But it's pretty expensive. I mean, it costs 5 gold. In order for its, plus 1 gold thing to start earning you gold, he would need to be on the field, and the opponent's battlefield would have needed to have been emptied 6 times. It's on the 6th turn that he begins to make up for his cost. So, could be interesting, but I mean, so far the only people that ever run Pirate Red Eye are the ones that want to play her as a turn 1 thing, and it's kind of it's almost an elf counter. You play the Pirate Red Eye and she will steal the attack value off the elf. It's a good tactic, but it won't work with this guy. And if you want a guy that's going to continually charge up his attack value, Machine Cat's actually better. Golden Goose, really interesting card this one. Has 1 energy, 2 energy, 3 energy depending on the level. At the end of the turn, uses 2 energy and summons a mysterious golden egg with the same HP as your remaining gold. So it kind of wars because you're having to spend gold to summon it, but the egg itself is pretty cool. If the HP of the egg is 4 or more at the beginning of a turn, it transforms into a phoenix, and otherwise it'll transform into a magma monster and you will gain +1 gold. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I'm not sure of its viability in sort of top-level PvP arenas, but it's fun. Random question, is the auto function any good in the start? Not really, no. Not for deck creation. Basically, if you're going to use the auto deck creation, what I would advise doing is using that and then going into the daily missions and seeing how well it works. You should then see what works well for you and what doesn't, what you find to be strong or what you find to be weak. Switch out the cards that you don't like, switch in cards that you think you will, and eventually you'll have created a deck that you actually like and that works well. And then, after doing that a couple of times, you'll have a good idea of what kind of structure you like for your decks and what works well for you, and then you can just start building them yourself. But yeah, unless you're not sure how to build a deck, auto really isn't the way to go. We just did that one already, and we did that one already. And then here's my favorite card, Leaf Ninja Hikaru. I really, really like this card. If it becomes the target of a spell and the opponent's battlefield isn't empty, transforms an opponent into a log and cancels the spell. Then, at the end of the turn, will deal 4 damage to all opponents if there is a log on the opponent's battlefield. And since the log can never have more than 4 hit points, log is dead. I love this. This is amazing. This is such a good card. She is invulnerable to every single targeted spell, which, if she works in the same way as Share, means she's also immune to Flame Emission. Because with Share and a couple of other cards, each of the Flame Emission ticks counts as a single target. So when it ticks over to Hikaru, she will counter the Flame Emission immediately. And she doesn't need energy, she doesn't need Soul Stone, she doesn't need any other little resources on the field. All she needs is for the opponent's field to be not empty. I love this card. It's so, so good, especially because you can activate it yourself. If you have like a Ritual of Darkness or something in there, throw it at Hikaru. She will cancel the spell, transform one of your opponent's creatures into a log, deal her damage, and then do a 4 damage AoE. It's a really, really good card. Don't get in my head, DevCat. You don't need to nerf this one, I swear. But definitely my favorite. This next one has the potential to be my favorite. They really need to buff it. It's so, so cool. If it's summoned on the leftmost slot, it summons a Moon Totem, and if it's summoned on the rightmost slot, it summons a Sun Totem. The Moon Totem's effect is that it will, any special abilities that would activate at the end of the turn do not activate while it's on here. And the Sun Totem is any special abilities that activate at the start of a turn do not activate while this creature's on the battlefield. So good, so clever, so many possibilities, such a good counter card. But the health value of these totems never gets beyond an effective 5, which means, unfortunately, that even if you're level 3 and they're level 1, they can still remove you with a magic missile. It's so bad. So bad. And it's such a shame. Because it's such a cool mechanic. I would love to see these totems be buffed up so that they are not easily removable. Ah, so good. They'll be nerfed as soon as they watch my stream. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to put my head on. I really should just keep it on permanently. But, yeah. I know the shaman, such a good idea. Clever, tricksy, interesting, so many little ideas you could do with the shaman. Such a good idea. But the low, incredibly low health of the totems makes it pointless because you can literally remove them with any spell. And it only summons the one totem. So, I mean, no enemy's going to let that just sit there. It's unfortunate. Then we have the ultimate summon Incarnate of Fire, which fills up the battlefield with creatures that have the highest cost from each deck, so it fills up your battlefield and your opponent's battlefield, and then deals 20 damage to the battlefield 2, 2, and 3 times, while dealing 1 damage to the hero for each empty slot. We tried it. It was fun, because it was just fire everywhere. It's one of the most chaotic ultimate cards I've ever played. But Again, in terms of reliable, safe damage, you're still better off going Wave of Life or Gate of Hell. This the end of live. The stream is winding down now. Yes, I'll go through this last card. I'll jump back out into my normal, into the normal area, just because Benasser wanted to see one of my Warlord decks. And then, yeah. And yes, Christophorus, these are ultimate cards, so they all have 13, 14, and 15 cost. All ultimate cards are ridiculously high value, high cost. So the Angelic Descent resurrects all friendly creatures and summons random angel creatures until the battlefield is full. Every time a friendly creature is resurrected, it makes an enemy disappear and adds 1 to all of the opponent's grave cost. Now, sounds good at first glance. The problem is the key word here is resurrects. You cannot discard a creature card into the grave and have this card activate and pull it back out and disappear your enemy creature. It has to be a resurrection effect, which means your card has to have died, which is not really great, because then your card is dead and it's only the resurrected creatures that cause the enemy creatures to disappear. So if you have managed to summon, let's say, 5 cards, all of which have died, and they're all in your grave, then A, they just weren't that powerful, so why would you care about resurrecting them all onto your field again? And B, it's just not that brilliant. And if you're relying on the angel effect, it can screw you over. When we did this, I think it summoned like an Orperia, which was pointless. It summoned a normal angel, which was pointless, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and I did test a Deadpool, and yes, unfortunately, it's not a typo. It is actual resurrection. It has to resurrect. It's basically the hyper variant of Orperia, which is fine, but Orperia works because she's a reasonable cost and you can bring back a field flood creature like the Goblin Chieftain +1 or Wolf King Boro or something like that. Bringing out 5 or so resurrected creatures when they have to have died, it's kind of just, why? Why would I do that when I could just use Gates of Hell and then I could dictate which 5 creatures came out onto my battlefield? And that way I could be sure that I had, double white now and the Apocalypse Zombie and blah, 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 whatever I wanted. There's no reason to run Angelic Descent or the Summon Fire Incarnate, really. They don't do anything that Gates of Hell doesn't do better, unfortunately. And in the Summon Fire Incarnate's case, Parnok does it better. You'd be much, much better off going with a, Gold Parnok +1 plus, Summon Ghosts or Grow Mushrooms or something like that. He does it significantly better than this does. So, yeah, the ultimates are a little disappointing. Very cool art on all of this stuff and very cool effects on a lot of these cards. But, yeah, some of them just, they're not really worth the cost. I mean, and I honestly, I have no idea how they would even fix it in order to make it viable, really. Yeah, I mean, this is just basically the Summon Incarnated Fire is just a combination Gates of Hell, Parnok, and you don't need 2 of them. Either one of them is a game winner. And then the Angelic Descent is like a super expensive Orperia. So, yeah. I'm not so fond of those. But the other cards are pretty interesting. And there are a couple in there that are just really nice. Really nice. So, that will do. We'll go back to the menu. Return without changing. Boom, 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 boom. And yes. Okay, so that is it for that. Now, I promised Benasser that I would show him this little weird little Warlords deck that I run for fun. So here it is, Benasser in all its glory, and this stream is recorded and it will be archived and uploaded to YouTube automatically, so you can look at this part of the video again later if you really want to. Now, this is not a top 10 Warlords deck, okay? You can get it into Platinum, it's fine for Platinum play, but it's not going to get you into top 10. Do I have a Soul Snatcher Prowess deck? No, I never really felt the need to build one. But Soul Snatcher Prowess decks do work. They are very effective. He's never really a card that sort of grabbed my attention. So here's the deck anyway. I tapped on that one. So what are my preferred decks? My preferred decks are Control and Tempo. And my favorite cards are the Warlords, Shurka and Tarka. They're not easy to run, but I love them. Every time I win, I just go, Warlords! Which I'm sure is really irritating, but I can't help myself. So Book of Knowledge, because you absolutely need to get up to level 2 or above, because you have to play Turka and Shurka and Tarka at the same time. There's no point in playing one and then the next time playing another, not unless the situation really calls for it, but that's very rare. So you need to get up to level 2 as quickly as possible. Magic Missile, early defense, Goblin Bomb Squad again, early defense, which is quite helpful. The Magic Summoning Bomb is really, really good if you can get your opponent fairly weak. And even if you can't, throw it out onto the battlefield, because at maximum level, it will deal 10 damage to the opposing hero whenever they cast a spell, and that is not small. I've won games with that. If you can get the Warlords and the Magic Summoning Bomb out at the same time, you basically win. There's really nothing your opponent can do at that point. Cocoon of Evolution to shut down any large creature that may come after you, and also in case they capture one of your Warlords and you have no other way of removing it, do that. Command Hunting, -1, because I don't need high-powered removals. What I do is, because the Warlords really should be played in the middle of the field, because it makes the one that's in the middle invulnerable to spells, you're pretty much always guaranteed of having the Warlords, a Warlord in the middle of the field. Command Hunting is there to weaken a high HP creature so that their special ability will tick over and wipe them out. So you don't need the full Command Hunting for that. Then we have 2 Tarkas, because if your opponent removes them, you don't want to have to waste an action resurrecting them, bringing it out for increased grave cost. You want to be able to just slap it down. And 2 Shurkas for the same reason. Also, it's worth noting that their abilities will activate provided they are next to their opposite number. So if you put down Shurka and Tarka in the middle and they transform, you can then put down another Shurka and another Tarka next to the Tarka and Shurka, and they will then transform again. So you can actually have 4 transform cards, and if your opponent removes one of the Warlords, you can simply replace the removed Warlord with one of your spares, and but thereby keep them all up and running. Make a Jurgen deck. I'm not going to make a Jurgen deck. There's nothing. There is only 2 Jurgen decks. There's a mono dark and there's a dark blue, and that's all you need. Jurgen's already ridiculously powerful. You don't need to work too hard to make a deck for him. Mind Control, because it's actually a really useful ability. A very powerful card. Just completely scraps any special ability on an enemy, and if they don't have a special ability, disables them, just paralyzes them. So powerful. And then Bluesy Floozy. She's really good to bring out at the... when Jurgen, never Jurgen. She's really good to bring out to protect the Warlords, basically. Just be aware that she moves. So do not place her to the right of one of your Warlords, because she will switch places with it and then the Warlords will power down. So just be careful. So as you can see, I mean, it's just a little fun mess around deck. I mean, I have a lot of these mess around Warlord decks. I have like one that uses dark, beautiful prisoner share dark hermit share +1 and mana leakage is one of my Warlord decks. So yeah, I got a lot of weird ones. This one is not top 10, but it works for what it needs to do, which is basically get the Warlords out onto the field, defend in the early game, get the Warlords out, protect the Warlords with the Magic Sensing Bomb and Bluesy Floozy. Will it cost you years to get 4 of these Warlords? Yes, probably. They are very expensive. They're not as expensive as they used to be. When they first came out, I snatched up the Warlords because I loved them. They weren't as good now. They weren't as good then as they are now. So I just grabbed them. And then I actually gave away a couple to some newbies, and then I had to get more. And then they got buffed, like really powerfully buffed, and then everybody wanted them, and the price went up to like the millions. And then they got nerfed again, and the price was hovering around 600,000. So I have no idea what they're at now. The price keeps going back and forth. They've probably sunk in price at this point. So yeah, they're still expensive though. I imagine you wouldn't be able to get one for less than 400,000 or 500,000 each. I'd be surprised if the price had fallen below that. And you got 4, do you, Benasser? Well, that's going to work out really well for you then. Ideally, you should be running 4. If you run 4 Warlords, you can actually use them in a Ghost deck for Rookie. 4 Warlords does actually work out pretty well in Ghost decks. But not 2. Never play 2 Warlords in a Ghost deck. Oh. See a lot of 300,000 actually. Okay, well, I mean, if they've dropped down to 300,000, then that's fantastic. Am I making a Dragon Hunter? Yeah, yes, I'm definitely going to make a Dragon Hunter deck. I know that the general consensus of the change to Fry E is a bit kind of like, she's not really that, but I really like it. I think it's a very good change. So yeah, I'm definitely making a Dragon Hunter deck at some point. Any hint of what type of deck I'll be using in a future video? I don't know, honestly. I do. I kind of play these things by ear. I don't tend to film the videos in advance because DevCat does keep changing things up a lot. So I generally either record the video the day before or in the morning of the day that I release it. And it takes about 4 or 5 hours to do, including editing. But when I know, and I usually know Sunday evening. Usually I know Sunday evening. When I know, I do actually post a little teaser on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So if you'd like to sort of like get a little hints before it happens, just follow or subscribe or whatever to any of those. You have a lot of trap and spell cards to destroy that warlord. Yeah. It's if you get the warlords just up and running, they are really, really hard to remove. Reclipse, hi, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we're just winding down. I'm afraid. Stream isn't even over. We're finishing now. This has been 3.5 hours. This is way longer than I'd expected or intended. But you guys have been fantastic. Chat has been busy. The viewer count has been really high. It's awesome. So, yes, we'll wrap up now. My pleasure, Benasser. I mean, have fun with it. I might consider teaching the Pillion Trap deck to viewers who don't know about it. It helps the viewers to farm gems really quickly and vet. Yeah, I could do that. Again, I tend to steer away from gimmick decks personally, but yeah, I mean, that's one that I don't really mind doing a thing. Similar to make the Rookie series. Yeah. You're AFK eating, you look. Okay, I don't know. Food is more important. Banker Mafia, when's the next MABINOGI stream? I don't know. This was an experiment, basically. If everybody liked today's stream and wants to see more of them, where I put together interesting decks and just throw them into various arenas and things like that, then let me know. Tell me in chat now. Leave comments in subreddit or on the YouTube comments thing. Send me a line message, Facebook message, Twitter, anything you like. Just let me know if you would in fact like to see more of these streams. Reclipse would tune into the next one. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nikki, thank you as well. What about making a troll deck? For example, an only creatures or an only spells deck? Yeah, I could absolutely do that. It would be terrible, but I could do that. You haven't seen all of it and you want more. Well, you know, who wouldn't? Oh. I mean, I am just so damn sexy. And I apologize for that. Watch my viewer count just plummet now. Size challenge. No, never again. You're not getting me in another mermaid outfit. Good thing is you can focus on study. You keep claiming that you're going to go off and study and stuff, Lukaku, and then every time I see you in the next stream, you're like, no, I didn't do the philosophy paper. Christophers, you want only spells? Oof, that's going to be rough. Where do I get the amazing art? What art? One left, yeah. You already dared me to do an all-spell deck. Yeah, I know. But I largely ignore you, Lukaku, because you keep telling me to do horrible things that hurt me deep inside. You want to thank me for... Oh, thanks, Deadpool. I really appreciate it. And, you know, I have seen you around as well. Don't think that your own efforts have gone unnoticed. I really just... I appreciate everybody that helps out. Lukaku, so glad. Where do I get the art in the clip? What clip? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know I don't know what art you're talking about. The clip. Oh, the thumbnail. Right. Okay. I just get that off Google. Honestly, I just look for sexy anime whatever, and just whatever pops up. Hope you get a good mug. I'm sure you will, Lukaku. Bon chance. Yeah, you see, Lost Galaxy? Do I know how people work or what? I'm experimenting with a lot of things with the YouTube and so on and so forth. And yeah, a few weeks back, I thought, you know what, I'll try this whole sex sales thing. And I put up sexy YouTube, put up a sexy thumbnail for Persona Lin, I think it was. And wouldn't you know it, suddenly I got significantly more views. De rien, Lukaku. Okay, so any more questions, statements, criticisms, suggestions? Shall I dance? No? Okay. Yes, don't make fun of my accents. I'm very sensitive. Especially since my French is so limited as well. You draw a banner and a logo for me. Thank you, Nikki. You draw me a banner and a logo, Nikki, and I will use it. Gone wrong 2017. Yeah. Well, I did promise equal measures of excitement and awkwardness, and I deliver what I promise. Just be glad I haven't taken my shirt off yet. See you, Will. Thanks for stopping by the stream. And you're always wondering what this juice is. Aha, it's my secret. It's my arc juice. It's the source of all my power, and it's a secret that I guard closely. Is my friend list full? My friend list is always full, but a lot of people don't log in for a few days. So whenever anybody asks if they can join my friends list, I just look through my old friends list and I go, well, you haven't been around in a week, and I toss them out and I make a space. So if you would like me to add you to my friends list, by all means, yeah, send me a friend request and I will, I mean, you can see on the screen I already have 2 people. So yeah, send me a friend request. I'll kick the lazy non-Mabinogi dual playing players out of my friends list and add you. You can teach me French. Can you, Lukaku? I appreciate that. I would prefer if you could find me, you know, an attractive French girl in a French maid's outfit that could teach me French. I would focus a lot better. Blood. Yeah, it could be blood. It could absolutely be blood. It could be the blood of my fallen enemies. Yeah. I hope not, though. I do not drink wine. It's a shame I can't make any more Shadow Vampire decks and things like that. Can't make any more vampire decks. I don't know why they keep releasing all these vampire-related cards if they're just going to nerf them into the ground. I feel so sad. You sure could, really. Well, I'll hold you to that. Nikki's going to make me a banner and a logo, and Lukaku is going to find me a French maid to teach me French. What are the rest of you going to do for me? Give me your riches. Send you the request. Good. Excellent. Thank you, Reclipse. Yes, I see that. I've got it. So the last 2 Mabi updates were Succubus and Vampires. Yeah, I know. I don't know why they're focusing like, ooh, Forest of the Dead. Look at all these vampires. Wait, that vampire's actually good. Nerf it. Why make it vampire focused if you're going to make the vampires terrible? You can be a cute French girl if I want you to. I don't think you can. Thank you. I really don't know how to pronounce your name. I apologize, but I loved your stream, bro. Keep on. Thank you to you. I will. DevCat. Yeah. In case DevCat is listening to any of this. I'm going more Robin Hood this time, I think. Dashing, no? Should have like a cloak and a bow and arrow and sword. But anyway. A lot of stream, yeah, no, told you to teach me, well, yeah, okay. That's fine, Luke. Okay, well, if there are no more sort of questions or requests or anything like that, I think we'll finish the stream there. So, I heard, I'm terribly sorry, Lukaku. Look, I shall dance to make it up for you. And that's all you're getting. Okay, so yeah, if there's any, if you would like to see this become like a weekly thing, send me a message via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, subreddit, anything you like. Let me know that you enjoyed the stream, you'd like to see more of it, and if there's like a day or a time that would be best for you, let me know. I will compile everybody's suggestions, and I will try to find a day and a time that works out best for everyone. I mean, today at this time seemed to work out quite well, but if everybody would prefer something else, let me know. I'm just guessing when to start these things up. Hey, now getting intense. An hourly thing. Whew. Yeah. Okay. I need a lot more arc juice for that. So much more. So much more. You definitely enjoyed it, Benasser. Thank you. I enjoyed having you in chat. And I enjoyed having everybody in chat. Everybody who is active, and even those little shy people, you know who you are, who didn't talk at all. And interesting to see so many people going into YouTube, so few Twitch. We've got 3 people watching on Twitch at the moment, and 19 on YouTube. It's interesting. You don't care, you freelance and do online school, so hey, works out well for you, Nikki. Excellent. All right. Well, if anybody else has any other suggestions or things, as I said, let me know. Luke, you enjoyed it? Thanks, I appreciate it. Thank you to Benasser. And yeah, we'll finish up there. I could keep this going all night, but I won't. I'm hungry. It's dinner time. So, once again, thank you very much. It was inspired by my juice. Yeah, it could actually have been, yeah. Spray. I think I spilled it in one of my videos. So yeah, maybe that's where they got the idea for spray blood. Yes. So, thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch this stream. This has been by far my most successful attempt at this, and I really appreciate it. Just even if you stopped by, even if you didn't say anything, it means the world to me that you actually cared enough to stop by and hang around. So, if you want to see more of this, get in touch with me. Let me know. Otherwise, I will see all of you guys on Monday for the next MABINOGI Duel video. Remember, have fun and good luck.